Welcome to the 8672 podcast. It's Chris.
It's Wise. Peace. What's good?
Wise back.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Well, episode 17. Episode 17. Back in the building. How you been?
Cool, man. Tired, man.
Feel you on that. You got some gas?
Yeah, I got gas. Gas ain't bad around me. But down south, they said North Carolina's fucked up. And they said it's another whole state that ain't got none.
Yeah. People in Tennessee were saying that they don't have, they have, there's towns out there that don't have it, and then I started seeing around here people that live close to Elton or across that Elton line.
Right.
Like I know people that live over there, they was putting up pictures saying like certain gas stations was out. I think the Valero up the road was out yesterday too.
You gotta look at it like this. I don't think Delaware's gonna go out because this is where Biden is from. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you something for real. I looked at something and it kind of made sense to me. I think I'm just going independent, man. I don't want to be a part of the Democratic Party.
No
party.
Political standpoint, you mean?
Yeah, man. Because when you think about it, somebody made a point that I had to really pay attention to. The Democratic Party gets paid off the pain and suffering of black people. And it's crazy because when Joe Biden was running, I'm not saying Joe Biden because he on my mind too, but Biden was running, he actually went up to the Breakfast Club and was like,
oh yeah, if you don't vote for me,
if you don't vote for him, you're not black, this, that, and the third, right? Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying, was being touted as the first black woman vice president to be possibly the first black president woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what she going as, right? You know what she calling herself now?
What?
She ain't black. She's Indian. No, this is fact.
No, I'm just
laughing. And I look back to how the campaign was going. Whenever she would be around, you know, people that she thought had influence over the black community, she wanted to come out in her Timbs and talk about what kind of hip hop and all this stuff. You know what I mean? But everybody was so focused on getting Donald Trump out of here. You know what I'm saying? That those little things. We were looking at like, alright, well, you know,
I don't even know if it was like that though.
What?
I don't think people don't get me wrong. I think people was hyped for Kamala, but I think it would have been the same. We had to vote that way. So I mean,
you didn't have to.
So what are you saying? We should have voted for Trump?
What I'm saying is, at this point, if you compare the first 100 days and the first 100 days, and I'm gonna say it like the dude I was watching said, by no means am I a Trump fan.
Right.
Everybody know how I stand, and I said he was comic relief. But without the pandemic, gas was damn near $1.50, right? All over in certain states. It wasn't $3. When Biden got in, before this gas line came into play and all of this nonsense, gas was shooting up. It was shooting up. It was like, 1 week it was like $2.60, then it went to like the next month $2.75, then it shot up to like $2.80. You know what I mean? To the point where one time I was pumping the gas because I ain't paying no mind, but I'm like, oh, my discount, maybe this shit didn't work. And then I had to look at the sign. I'm like, wow, you really ain't getting nothing. You know what I mean? But then the fact that, it's like, seriously, all the stuff that he talked about to him and Kamala talked about that they were going to do, you know what I mean? They really ain't did nothing.
No. I agree with you. They haven't done anything.
And I'm not just talking about for the black community. They ain't do nothing.
No, I'm just saying, I agree they haven't done anything, but I look at it like this. Somebody said this, I can't remember. I don't want to take this as this is my own thought, but somebody had also said, like we look at the president in the office and we be like, that's gonna be like our savior or whatever like that. Like when you said you started off saying like being independent, I think that's not a bad thing. And that's why I never really, as far as I vote, most assuredly I vote. And this one in particular, and the one prior to that, we voted for the lesser of two evils. I mean, the lesser of two evils. In those situations, I never really put a whole bunch of stock in a president changing much. Like even when Barack Obama was in office, right? Barack Obama really didn't, like, he did stuff from like a holistic standpoint. When we talk about, like, as you brought up Joe Biden when he went up to the Breakfast Club and he was specifically, and like him and Kamala specifically were playing to the black community. Even Barack Obama didn't really do much for the black community besides provide an image of hope. But from a standpoint of, and I don't want to make it seem like Obamacare was a small thing, because that is something. But from a systemic racism standpoint, Obama did not do much.
It got worse.
Yeah, I mean, but I say that to say, it's more than just the person that's in the seat in the Oval Office. That's why people always say, like, the local elections mean more in some cases, not in some cases, in most cases, because the people who are passing those laws and things like that, really all the president does is sign off on that stuff. Like, he's the face, but he's really working for the officials in the states.
But I agree with you, so I'm not stopping you to disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between Obama's administration and this administration is 50-50, and all he got to do, which he claimed that he was good at, crossing the aisle and getting the independents on his side and a couple of Republicans that don't like all the policies that they want to pass. He has done nothing.
But I never bought into any of that.
No, this is where your laws get passed over there in Congress.
But I hear everything that he said he was going to do, but I never bought into the fact that was going to happen. Like anybody that ever talked to me about the election, like especially being in Delaware, like this is definitely pro Joe. He's from Delaware. Like I was happy to see him win the election. But I would tell anybody who asked, if we talking about it, like, yeah, I'm going for Joe, but it's not something that I feel particularly great about, like, or good about. It's just, it's a necessary decision. You know what I mean?
We were saying the same thing. It's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, and it was the same thing when Hillary was running.
And it turns out to be, if you take away the pandemic, we pretty much in the same predicament. It's just it seemed like Joe can't handle nothing. Yeah, but
I wouldn't say. What I was going to ask was, what do you think Trump did for black people?
I ain't talking about just black people. I'm saying I'm talking about when I mentioned black people, I was saying that's what Republicans cater to get our vote and things of that nature, because they know a majority of black people going to vote.
You mean Democrats?
Democrats, I mean. But he made it his point to say this is the things that he was going to do, which we know you can't do. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But he had to do that.
Period, point blank, as a president, he been in his first 100 days, gas shot up. What has he done? I'm talking about, and I've said this before on previous podcasts. He talked about, I didn't get in depth with it, but he talked about how the previous administration was housing children in cages and things of that nature. You see what's going on at the border? And they had the nerve to get on TV and say the border is closed, ain't nobody coming over, and that ain't true. They literally showed a night vision camera with, you couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, but I looked at it as it had to be a man, because you had to have some kind of strength, or this was a strong woman. They climbed up a ladder on one side, on the Mexican side, and held babies, like my granddaughter's age, one, dropped her down, right? The little girl fell down, got up, and you could see like she could walk, The next baby they came, they dropped him or her down, and they could barely walk. And they were saying that they was on Kamala Harris, like, when you gonna go down there? When are you gonna go down there? And she was like, it's a safety risk to get on airplanes and things of that nature. And
when was this?
This was a couple of weeks ago. You know what I mean? They've been on her for a couple of months, like, to go down there because of what's going on. Like, they found a kid on a major highway just wandering, and they like, yo, it's funny because it's and I don't mean funny in a sense of comedy. It's people are finding kids wandering on the sides of highways that might be CJAs. If they decide to cut across the highway, ain't nobody gonna stop. How you gonna stop a car and you traveling 65, even if it's 55 miles an hour, where you know ain't nobody supposed to be crossing the highway? You talking about kids walking by themselves. You got people coming over. They said in the desert out there, they finding massive amounts of clothes. Like, they coming over here with one thing on, but they in layers. So if you see them, say like in Texas, they had this on, but by the time they get to a certain part, another part of Texas, they take another layer off. Now they're totally different. Their whole appearance is totally different. But ain't nobody going down there. Then they get on the news 2 days ago, I want to say, and the White House speaker was like, well, we closed the border. The border's closed. And they asked him, how is the border closed? How is it closed? They housing kids on top of kids without parents, which was something that we had a problem with the last administration. Kids are being brought here. They said they're being brought here by mules and things of that nature, but they're not even going down there to see what's going on. COVID is running rampant. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they got in Mexico to, immunize these people for nothing. You know what I mean? But now they over here in concentration camps. The ones that are getting by, you don't know what they able to spread. Like, it's just too much. It's really too much.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too. I mean, definitely not justifying them not going down there and checking it out. But I think a lot of what's wrong isn't something that's can be fixed. Just like we said with Obama, like when he went in, it ain't something he can't fix it in one term. He probably can't fix it in 2 terms, and it was proven that he couldn't. And then with his 2 terms, like I said, he didn't really get anything done he got things done globally. I will say that he got things done globally. I'm not gonna say that his 8 years in office he didn't accomplish anything. But from a black standpoint, it was minimal. And then him coming out and Trump. What I will say Trump did, I think Trump's contribution to the Oval Office was the economy. That was his contribution, and it wasn't surprising that was going to be his contribution because he approached it as a business. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a businessman. He approached it as a business. It was all about making money, and like when you think of USA, you think of a money making machine. The U.S. is a money making machine. The thing that people love, who love him, talked about a lot of the times was how much money that they was able to make, like your small business owners and things like that. How much money they was able to keep. Like he was more lenient with taxes, and then the fact that the stock market was soaring. Like even when he talked, that's what he leads with every time. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his contribution.
I will tell you this though.
What?
If you look at the underlying things and you take away the BS that he dealt with and that he, contributed to, the one major thing that everybody was, for the most part, against, and you seeing the difference now, we didn't have this mass, the masses of people coming in this country like this, man, and traveling. As soon as Biden ran and they won, they started traveling from beyond Mexico, like, yo, we getting into America. They
But
stopped production of the wall.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't think, and I understand, like, now I really don't, though, because
you got to remember, one thing with Trump, what makes me look at Trump a little different, but like I said, besides the BS, he wasn't a politician.
He's not a politician.
So his whole legacy, like you said, was built on running the country as a business, but he didn't care who he offended neither.
That's true, but what I'm saying is he brings division.
No, I'm not talking. I'm
not even talking about it towards the black community. What you saying right now, like the wall and things like that, and we didn't have people coming in this country like that, like that's division.
Yeah,
like
but at the end of the day, guess what? Sometimes if you look at certain things that go on in this country, right? A lot of times people claim to be refugees. You look at 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
They was free to come in. Them people were free to come in and do things, and they were afforded liberties that maybe me or you and the average American, not just white or black, the average American might not be afforded. And they came in this country with the intent on causing harm, where he looked at it from a standpoint as, okay, I'm not a politician, and he said this many a times in debates. All of y'all worrying about who you going to offend over there, who's greasing your palms, because y'all got businesses over there. Your family might have businesses in those countries and things of that nature, where you're going to mess up your money if you do certain things that you're protecting the people that you are serving. Biden been in politics for a very long time.
No, I'm not saying that Biden is the greatest, but I'm not gonna sit here and champion nothing that Trump did.
No, see, you looking at it from him doing.
No, I'm not looking
BS.
His whole shit was BS in my opinion. Like I mean, you can't say like that's like saying like, all right, this dude like these mass shootings, right? That's like saying like, yo, besides the fact that he went into this school and killed all of these kids, like that was a good dude. Like you can't do besides that. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no besides that. Like that was you.
So if you look at Biden in his
I said, it was the lesser of two evils.
Hold on, but what's his claim to fame in politics?
Yeah, what he said on
no, what's his claim to fame? Pushing a bill.
Yeah, that mass incarceration. But what I'm saying is the lesser of two evils. So like I said, I'm not sitting here championing Biden either. I'm not saying that he's the greatest. But what I'm saying is, out of the two options that we were afforded, he was the better option than the other.
That's what we thought.
Huh? I still think that.
Okay, well, he still got 3 more years to
go.
I mean, but I don't see no change. And
you weren't gonna see a change. It didn't matter who was running for office. That's why.
I feel you, but I can't say with the things that I've seen in 100.
So you would rather Trump be in office right now?
Listen, I'm not saying that necessarily neither.
So
what I'm saying is, I'm speaking directly what this guy is doing.
Right.
Period.
Right, but
I watched gas go up to almost $3 before this whole gas line.
I got you. But what you saying is you speaking to like me personally. A pet peeve of mine is like people be like, all right, this is the problem, but no solution. So what's your solution on that? Because it's either you gonna vote for Biden or you gonna vote for Trump.
Well, guess what? Maybe like I said, that's why I said I'm not voting ever again just on a certain party.
But I don't do that either.
But hear what I'm saying. My vote might have been for another candidate that I might have believed and listened to what he was saying or she was saying as everybody as a whole, opposed to looking at Trump and looking at Biden. Because I didn't want to vote for Biden.
Right,
you had this conversation. I didn't want to vote for Biden.
So what I'm asking
and Kamala Harris, I've had this conversation with people too. I didn't like the ticket at all, and my thing was, when Trump and Hillary ran, everything that they didn't want to put on Biden, they put on Hillary. Where Hillary was never in politics. Her husband was. The Joe Biden bill was signed under Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
They blamed Hillary for that, and she wasn't in politics.
But this is my thing, though. So I hear everything you're saying, but you're not giving a solution. So
I just told you my solution.
You did, because who was I voting for?
I'm only one vote. I might have voted for what's my man name that's out here? They said is behind Biden with the conservatives or the what's my man name?
Does he identify as Democrat?
No, he's a I forget what party. I'll get back to you and tell you about
that's my
because
thing.
they said that the reason why he actually dropped out the race was because a deal was made with him and Biden that Biden would push some of his issues.
Like everybody who's had this conversation with me know my choice was Bernie Sanders.
That's what I'm talking about, Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, he's Democrat.
Nah, he wasn't.
He was.
He ran under Democrat, but he's not the traditional Democrat. And that's why he got out because he was like Biden had made a deal with him that he would push his non-conventional Democratic ways, and that's what he ran on.
Yeah, but my thing is, they unless you're saying you don't want to vote via Democrat, Republican, which I feel you. But my question is, like you said, Bernie, that's lead in the primary. That's who I voted for. He was on our ticket, here in Delaware. So I was holding out hope, yo, he's on the ticket. I ain't voting for Biden until I have to. But my thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Biden is doing a bang up job, and I'm very happy with everything that's going on. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like that I appreciated what was going on during Trump. But I'm also not gonna sit here and act like I put all that in my faith that things are gonna change regardless of who's in office. So none of this stuff surprises me. It's basically what I'm saying. So when people get in office and people be complaining yo, this is crazy, nothing's happening, and I'm just yo, did you really expect this dude to go in office and everything flip in the drop of a hat? It's politics.
If you take away the division Trump was causing as far as the blacks and whites in this country, right?
It wasn't even just that.
Hold on. What else did he do really fucked up in his term, according to you?
He preached division against Muslims.
Okay, I just said that.
That's not just black and white.
If you take that away, yes, it is. That's black and white.
You said black and white, but he was not including the Muslim situation with the black community in this country.
What I'm asking you is, if you take that away,
you can't.
Okay, but what I'm asking you is, so what is Biden doing to
I didn't say.
Hold on. No, what I'm asking you is, if you got an argument, you got to be, if one is so fucked up and the other one, they both can't be so fucked up. You got your pros and your cons. Mm-hmm. So your cons with Trump was he promoted division. Mm-hmm. If you take that away from it, what was the pros? The pros was he stimulated the economic culture in America.
You make more money under Trump?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
But how? Consider.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you take. That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
You take Biden that came in with the country is pretty much. It was at a standstill because of the pandemic, right? Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing with this that nobody looks at. That I heard about it today, and I had to really look at this and listen to it about 4 times today while I was running around handling business. That's all I played today. Didn't play nothing on the radio about nothing. The stimulus packages that we was getting under Biden, right? Under Biden. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because under Biden came the PPP loans. right? I didn't go to fill one out, but I know this to be true. The PPP loan was so easy for you to get that they was telling you what to say pretty much on the application that was incriminating you, right? So if you answered it the way they wanted you to answer, you was getting the loan, right? Now, in some cases, which I know people that it have happened to, people have gotten arrested. The other people have to pay that money back. Now, you take a person that makes this, and this was the argument. Number one, they're giving you a stimulus check, right? That ain't covering your rent. In most states, the biggest states in this country, that stimulus check wasn't nothing to cover your rent, your necessary bills per se, right?
I don't know any state that was covering your necessary bills.
Well, some states it might have. So you figure you getting a stimulus check where what was the purpose for the stimulus check? Or what did you think it was? Because I know what I thought it was, and I didn't agree with what they was doing as far as the amount of money. But if you look at all of the stimulus packages that were put in place, what did you think of it before what I'm about to say right now? Why do you think they gave it to people?
I didn't understand why they gave it to people. Me personally, when I saw they was giving it to people, I thought it was a setup.
Okay. Well, not the PPP loan.
No, I'm talking about the stimulus package altogether. Because I hate to sound like this. I'm not like one of these conspiracy theorists, but I know nothing comes for free. Like, they're not just going to give you money without, there's a hook on there.
I'm going to tell you what the hook was.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to listen to this about 4 or 5 times for it to really sink into me, like, wow, this is how they did it. Then you included the PPP loan. The stimulus check was put in play for you to inject, or basically inject like a steroid into the economy. So they know they're giving you money that you can't pay your bills. And the way the person broke it down today, he was saying they really wanted to give these big major corporations, i.e. your McDonald's, your this, that, and the third, that the gas companies and things like that they know this could really affect. And if these businesses shut down, it'll really shut down America. But if I give you this money, you're going to turn around and you're going to spend the money where we really want you to spend the money, where you normally spending the money, right? So then, now that money is free to you off of what you really paid, what you really are overpaying in taxes and things of that nature. So they give you that as a bonus for you to, in turn, spend the money, put it back into the economy, right? Now the PPP loan, right? If you go on the computer and I tell you, yo, listen, I know you don't have. Matter of fact, before I get to that, with that stimulus package, you don't have to pay rent for a year. So I can't kick you out if I own a residence and you in there and not paying your rent, right?
But that puts it on the back end of your
No, you don't have to pay.
No, you did not right now, not in that current year, but that year doesn't go away.
Listen, for some people it went away, and I know people that didn't have to pay.
I know somebody where
what they tried to do, like I was telling you before, in this economy with the houses, everybody's saying the same thing. And I spoke to somebody from another state yesterday that told me the same thing. Everybody, they gave forgiveness on their mortgages and their rent. Once they started saying they was opening up and you got that last stimulus check, now you have to begin paying, right? So that's where they came with the whole thing of, and you own a home, so you know that the market, and they were sending these emails out to everybody that's in this thing saying, that from with the extension of the tax deadline to the 17th of May, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
From April to May, people was gonna have to start paying on their mortgages, their rent, so people was gonna be kicked out.
Yeah.
Right? But now they saying that they really can't do that to people because people haven't been working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, so what they did was they gave you a check that they knew wasn't gonna cover no rent, nothing. But now what happens is you get all of these people that ain't working that now they done changed the law that I saw today that people don't want to work because people are getting more money for staying at home and being on unemployment than to go out here and work for $15 an hour.
Yeah.
So now you got that going on. Now the PPP loan. Let's say you make 30, 40,000. Let's say 50,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go get a PPP loan and they say, okay, we're gonna give you, say, 50,000, right?
Yeah.
You make it 50,000 before taxes.
Yeah, that mean, but the like where people got messed up and where they getting like they're prosecuting people for this is these people didn't have businesses.
Hear what I'm saying? It tells you what to say about
I know it does. I know it does.
So therefore, if you know you don't have a business, they're saying they know you don't have a business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens is some people gonna get locked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is happening.
Yeah.
But the other people, you gotta pay that money back now.
Yep.
So now, how long is it gonna take you to pay that money back with interest?
Who knows?
This is my point.
Yeah.
And they was giving people, and I'm speaking from
thousands of dollars.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm not speaking from what I think or what I'm hearing on the news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking for people that I know that's involved.
Yeah.
I know people that got locked up,
Mm-hmm.
and I know people they just like, yo, just pay. As long as you pay, we'll work out a deal. You gotta pay this back. Like you saying student loan shit.
No, I was just gonna say
this shit is
I was just gonna
probably
say this
worse
is
than that.
I don't think it's worse, but what this is 2020 and 2021's version of like the student loan crisis in America. That's what the PPP loan is. Like you just like how student loans in the early 2000s, because that's what the early 2000s, that generation, like I graduated high school in 2004. People who graduated 2000 and all the way up through there, that was the generation of the wave of kids that was having massive amounts of student loans. They didn't really understand what that process was like, and then you get out of school and you working, you making pretty decent money if you didn't have no debt, right? Like, but when your student loan payment per month is considerably more than some people pay for their mortgage, like as a 21-year-old kid, how can you have a life?
And you just think about a person that's a little bit more established, but ain't making that kind of bread.
Yeah.
And now they got rent.
Yeah.
Some people got child support. You looking at people that money was going back to try to stimulate the economy, but now you owe me $50,000-$60,000.
Yeah.
On top of interest on that $50,000-$60,000.
Mm-hmm.
Let's work out a payment plan, or you going to jail.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So the dude, the way he, like I said, I had to listen to it because he was like, if anybody that's listening to me right now think that was a mistake, you have to be foolish and just go listen to something else. He was like, because this ain't no mistake.
You knew, like, that's why I said I felt like it was a setup from the beginning, especially the PPP loan, because they was having calls. Like, you could call into a number and you would be on a conference
mm-hmm.
call with maybe hundreds of people, and there's like a prompter telling you what to put on the application.
Right.
Like I know for a fact because I have people who was on these calls that I know, and they're like, yo, people be like, yo, what if I don't have my my tax identification number for my business. And the prompt is like, oh, it's okay, just go ahead and put XYZ, we'll get that later. And they were like, nah, this ain't right. And they didn't take it.
And homeboy said the way that they was at, because like I said, I know people that got it, and I know people that when they went through the process, they didn't go in depth like homeboy today that I listened to, but they was like, the shit started getting so fishy that they was like, let me see what happens if I answer this question wrong. And homeboy said he started looking like, this ain't making no sense. If I'm telling you that I don't have 10 workers, you telling me an answer to give me the loan. So he said he started answering along with them, but he said as it was going along, he was like, let me see if I answer one of these the right way to me. He said he answered it and went on to the next one, and he said when he finished, because he answered those questions at the end the correct way, he wasn't eligible. You don't qualify for the loan. Like, come on, man. Like, it's
I don't.
It's just all this right here, man.
It's really sad though, for real.
And like
you're gonna have it. What's going to end up happening, and I'm sorry to say, but what's gonna happen is crime's gonna go up.
Right. Because
when you got people, one of the worst things you can do to a person, especially if they got kids, is box them in a corner. Because if my kids gotta eat, like, I'm not sitting I can't sit here and watch my babies starve. You know what I'm saying? So when you box somebody into a corner like that, that's how you get crime. And people feeling like they ain't got no other option. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I don't think it's far fetched to see us reliving like the late 70s, early 80s all over again.
Listen, and I'm telling you, this is funny because the dude spoke about this too. If you remember a couple of podcasts ago, me and you was talking, and I was saying the guy that I work with is a very good Trump supporter, and he was talking about having dry food like army rations. Years ago, he was getting that right from the commercials, right? The guy said today, he was like I said, he said same thing that me and you both saying. I ain't no Trump fan. He was like, but I got a question for you. Why is it every time it's a Democratic president, it's some kind of stronghold, like it's a crisis, right? So he was like, now they pumping this pipeline shit. He was like, I want to ask people, you can call up everything, because I really want to know the answer. And he was on YouTube, so he was like, I want to see if anybody knows, type it in the comments. This is going to let me know how much people are really paying attention to what's going on since Biden been in office, right? He was like, because it ain't just been the pipeline that they want to talk about now, which everybody wasn't talking about, which I had told you, y'all in the group chat, that the so-called Democratic networks wasn't discussing it at all, and then you had the so-called Republican outlets discussing it, but then they was like deferring on, are we going to run out of gas or not run out of gas, right? So the dude says, somebody must have typed it in, but then somebody was calling it, so he answered. He was like, you right. He was like, he named the person or whatever. He was like, you right. The dude got on the phone. He was like, ain't it something with like the cows or something like that? He was like, you close. He was like, no. That happened under Trump, where they was burning livestock and burning farms and stuff like that. He was like, beginning of February, the end of January, and I wanted to look this up, because I ain't have time after I listened to this dude. He said there's a straight up chicken shortage in America.
Yeah, no. There's a new restaurant out here that just opened up. She talked about that. And
he was like, the McDonald's he said the McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken and stuff like that, they won't have a shortage because they grow their own and it's processed. He was like, but explain to me How could you have that kind of shortage when you got farms out here and everything's supposed to be on the up and up? How is that not happening? How are they not making this stuff?
I don't know how that works in the food industry, but like, there is a chicken shortage, I would say, for certain businesses, because the person who's over here,
you deal with real chicken.
Yeah, and she talked about how one of the chain restaurants up the road reached out to her and was like, they don't have a short of chicken, and they offer her chicken, for, so she could, cause she was having to close early and stuff like that. But yeah,
if you go to Chinese restaurants, and I didn't notice this, I'm thinking just the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in a Chinese restaurant, yo, now you know Black, and the dude he laughed about it. He was like, now who the hell eat the most chicken in America? And I fell out. He was like, but it ain't funny. But I went in a Chinese restaurant and it said it on the window with
no chicken.
No, it said because of shortage. But I'm not thinking I don't eat Chinese food like that. But this day I went in there. I wanted some Chinese food. I was starving, and it said chicken wings are up 50 cents a wing.
Oh yeah.
Because they
had to raise their prices too.
Yeah, because they not getting. All of this is just bugged out, man. And then
you want to get chicken wings?
No, I said I
I
wouldn't.
was about to say. No, I was about to say, like, what?
Son, I'll eat a cat. I'll eat a dog.
I ain't getting no chicken wings from a Chinese restaurant.
I used to.
No, I mean, I've had it before, but I'll go to a Chinese restaurant, I'm getting like Chinese food. But their meals.
But it's funny because when I think back to the election, and we have people in our family. I don't know if they was discussing it with you, but people was really mad at me. Like, what do you mean it's the lesser of two evils? You could change.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying ain't nothing changed, man. And like you said, these people are politicians, and like we spoke about, they sit here, create turmoil amongst the Americans, who supports who, but meanwhile they going out eating and chilling amongst each other. But like the Kamala Harris thing, she worrying about getting on a plane, like they said, and they made a very good point. What plane are you going on that everybody else is going on? You're going to be on a private plane with probably 3 or 4 people that done got vaccinated, they done got tested. You around these people every day, but you won't go down there, but you can send your books down there. And I didn't even know she wrote a book. It's a children's book. The superhero is coming or some shit.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, it's targeted toward young girls.
Yeah. But she said she made sure that got down there.
It's politics, man.
Right.
I don't really too many like politicians like that.
That's why I said I'd rather just be my own person. I ain't tied to no party, and I just vote how I want to vote, how I think the vote should go. And like you said, people, because I want to get off this because we got some other things to talk about that I know this coward right here, you know what I'm saying, want to talk about. But the local elections, they directly affect you in your own town, in your state. And the national elections, not just the president. You gotta vote for your Congress and your senators to go up there to have your best interests at heart and in mind. So when they get up there in Capitol Hill and things of this nature, when they present a law or anything to the president for him to sign, hopefully something dealing with that law or anything, a part of it has something that has your best interest at hand. And that's all I want to talk about politics, unless you got something else.
No, I mean, that's the same thing I said from the very beginning.
No, I said I agree with you.
Yeah, like the president, in a lot of cases, the president don't matter much. it's like the dressing, like
Right.
it's the headpiece or whatever. Like if you look at a cake, it's like a birthday cake. The president is the writing on top of the cake, but the actual substance is everybody else who he's really working for them. Just like they say like in NFL, they talk about Roger Goodell is really he's a worker for the owner.
Correct.
Like he can't do certain things that he may want to do. If he wanted to do this, he couldn't do it because the owners gotta vote on it. Same shit with the president.
But you notice that's why I said we're gonna get off politics because he will.
I wasn't even going to that next.
Well, fuck it, we could go there.
What?
You know what I mean? He want to go into this. Tonight is the release of the schedules.
Yeah, it got released.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I said tonight is the release. So you know what I mean? We'll be going into Dallas on Thanksgiving.
I ain't going on Thanksgiving.
I ain't say you.
You said will.
We'll be going into Dallas.
Oh, you talking about the Raiders?
Yeah, I'm a Raiders fan.
I thought you were
I
saying
know
like
you ain't
me.
going. I said I might go still, but
Yeah.
now something else might come up that I probably won't be able to go. We'll talk about it over here, but if everything go right, I probably will still go. But and to my man Cheekbone, you listen too. And no disrespect to the rainbow community, but this is how me and my friends talk. Cheekbone, you a fucking faggot. Now we go in September. Pittsburgh is playing. The Raiders come to Pittsburgh September 19th. So it ain't too cold for you, faggot. And you never been to Pittsburgh. I've been there. So I can give you a tour of your own stadium, the whole area around there and all that. So you let me know what you want to do, bitch.
Yeah, what's the name? I gotta figure out. I do want to get down there for a game though. I was thinking about week 3. We play Philly. That's our first home game, but we got something going on that weekend. That's a Monday nighter, and then we also play. We got Arizona at home. I don't know. I gotta figure out. I gotta get into a game.
I told you, if you pick an AFC West team, I'll go.
We play y'all and the Chargers at we play y'all and the Broncos at home. That's it. I don't really want the Broncos. I don't want to see play.
If LA, the Chargers was at your home, I would go to that. Their quarterback is nice.
We played them week 2 at SoFi. Yeah, we opened the season with 2 away games. Then we got the Eagles. Then we got 3 home games.
Y'all got Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is a funny dude. You saw him tonight?
No, but what's the name? I haven't been able to watch anything. But we gonna beat Tampa Bay. Opening night. That gonna make a statement, and my man, yeah, you ain't been here since the draft, since before the draft. Stick City.
I told you, I like that kid is on your team. He spoke that into existence.
Well, Stick City, I think he gonna make a statement Thursday night. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it, but I'm kind of like, I'm disappointed.
Well, let's start with the draft. What did y'all get outside the linebacker? How do you think that y'all have defense outside of those linebackers?
With the corner, Kelvin Joseph. What's the name? You watch him play?
Listen,
the guy that won the Heisman, he locked him up.
Okay.
So like what's the name? I like Kelvin Joseph, our 2nd round pick. My favorite pick of the draft was actually our 6th round pick, the nose tackle from Kentucky. That was my favorite pick. If anybody that talked to me about the Cowboys for the past however many years, I've been saying give me, and I call it my pork belly. Give me somebody in the middle that's going to take up blocks. We got these athletic linebackers that want to run and things like that, but we ain't never had nobody up front that's going to take up blocks and keep linemen off of them. This kid can do that, and I think that dramatically improves your defense. Me personally, I think you improve your defense front going back. The reason why you draft a corner over like a linebacker or a defensive lineman is because if he pans out, that second contract for a corner, it's a lot more expensive to get a corner in free agency than it is anything else, or a pass rusher. But without any elite pass rushers, we got the best defensive player in the draft, in my opinion. So you get him. He is a pass rusher. He only played linebacker for 2 years of his career. I think it's going to be a great pickup. The fact that our pass rush is going to improve with him, and you got Jabril Cox that we got in the 4th round. Yeah, the 4th round. He can cover, but he's not much of a run defender. So you got your run defender and pass rusher and Micah Parsons. I think he can cover. You just haven't been able to see him do it much, but the dude is a freak athlete. And then you bring in I'm saying Jabril, but I don't think that's his first name. Cox from LSU, who is a superb cover linebacker. The problem the Cowboys have had at linebacker is the fact that our defensive line can't keep linemen off of them, and our linebackers can't cover. Jalen Smith is good going forward. If you get him going laterally or backwards, he's average at best. Cox will give you the ability to match him up on your tight ends in Philly, your tight end with the Giants. The Redskins also have an athletic tight end, and all of those teams got running backs that can come out of the backfield and be good receivers. With Cox and Parsons, I think Parsons is going to shock a lot of people with his coverage ability. Like, we match up very well with our division, and being able to do those things. And I think Kelvin Joseph, the attitude that him and Parsons play with, I think the thing that I got most out of the draft was the fact that we were drafting dudes that were edgy. What I hated under Jason Garrett was that whole right kind of guy mantra that he did. I think it was to a detriment. Yes, you want guys that are going to be that straight, narrow, but on the defensive side of the ball, I think it's harder to play defense than it is to play offense. You need dudes that's edgy. Like, if you looked at every great defense over the history of the NFL, they all had edgy guys on the defense. There were guys on that defense that you'd be like, I ain't really trying to mess with that dude.
Okay, so your secondary, you happy with them?
I didn't say the secondary.
No, I'm asking you. I'm saying
I think that we can win with that secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason why.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: when we play on Thanksgiving, it ain't too many people in the league right now that can run with Waller, and he ain't our only threat out there. And his corners can't cover him, linebackers can't cover him, safeties can't cover him.
I understand.
And we got 2 good receivers, plus we got 2 good 1 and 2 because he's really our tight end, Waller. And you got a good slot receiver, and we just picked up another one.
You think your offense is better than ours? You think your offense is better than ours?
Oh, of course. Of course.
You don't believe that.
You bugging.
Where?
What do you mean, where?
Where?
Tell me where we're not. Our line is better than yours. Jacobs is just as good, if not better than Zeke right now.
Dak is better than Carr. We got Coop, Lamb, and Gallup at wide receiver. That's probably that's arguably the best wide receiver trio in the NFL.
You're a Cowboy fan, so I'm not gonna get into this, but I'll tell you this: when we play y'all, the proof is in the pudding.
I will be shocked.
Y'all had 2 years of those, with the exception of 1 receiver, correct?
Huh?
Your offense right now.
Yeah.
You had them 2 years except for 1 receiver, right?
A season and almost a half. Because Dak didn't play. He only played 5 games.
I'm not talking about Dak playing last year. Before Dak got hurt last year,
we didn't have
minus 1 receivers.
We didn't have either tackle.
You had both receivers that playing, right? And Dak was playing, right?
Yeah. And the offense was great.
Now, we had injuries on our line last year, and we was top.
But you had your quarterback.
Hold on. I'm saying 2 years ago, y'all had your team together, right?
Yeah. Your offense was better than ours.
Hold on. Y'all scored points, right?
Yeah.
Who scored more points, us or y'all?
We did.
2 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So last year, when we got a receiver, and last year was Jacobs' second year in the league.
Yep. We were leading the NFL in offense until Dak got hurt.
Okay.
We were.
Okay. Look up the points that
I
y'all
am.
was scoring before, and look at the competition that y'all was playing against.
Don't listen.
Yeah,
What I'm saying
that means a lot.
that's not what you said. You said who scored more points. I'm telling you, we
I'm
did.
saying when Dak was there, I was talking 2 years ago when y'all had Cooper and y'all had the other wide receiver.
Right.
Now y'all got the third one.
Yours.
Okay. Well, guess what? I want to see it live, and we gonna see it.
We are, and I'll tell you right now.
Your secondary is not fucking.
I'm telling you right now. I will be shocked if we don't beat y'all by 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Your secondary is trash.
Okay, I hear you.
They're trash.
I hear you. I hear you, brother.
Because guess what? You ain't just gonna blame your collapse just all on Dak and all
The
of
defense
that.
was trash last year.
Okay, so my question to you was, the linebackers that you didn't answer, you just want to keep
No,
going.
I did answer it.
I said, so your linebackers, that linebacker core that you picked up this year makes your overall defense better with your secondary like that.
Yes,
okay.
Because what's going to happen is pass rush.
Okay.
If you don't have time to throw,
if you remember, we both had the number 1 and number 2 lines in the league.
Right.
And we had injuries last year too, all across our line.
Mm-hmm.
And we still was up there with scoring
2019 regular season. Total offensive stats. Dallas was number 1.
I said, what was the points?
Okay, the points. Hold on, wait. Let me go over.
Because y'all might do certain things that we wasn't doing.
We scored 434 points. Y'all scored 313. We averaged 27.1 points per game. Y'all averaged 19.6.
And who was out? That was 2019.
Yes.
Okay, so that was
the year. That was Gallup and Cooper.
Okay, and who did we have? Nobody.
Okay, 2020 was last year with Dak being hurt.
Okay, but guess what? We had somebody last year.
Okay, let me see. Let's compare the two. All right.
So that's why I said.
And Dak only played 5 games.
I said, look at last year for y'all.
You can't. Dak didn't play the whole season.
Listen to me. I said 2019 for y'all and 20 for us where we got receivers.
All right, so cool. So y'all scored 430. Y'all averaged the same thing we did.
Okay.
27.1.
So listen, and that's with a receiver and none of them.
And then we added Lamb.
Hold on. But we doing that with just a tight end and 1 receiver.
And a running back.
Okay. Y'all had 2 and a running back and a tight end.
We didn't have a great tight end. Who was our great tight end?
Hold on. You didn't have a great one, but
who was our tight end in 2019?
Who was it?
Jason Witten.
Okay. How many receptions for y'all did he have?
Not a lot.
What did he have?
I'm gonna go back and tell you. Hold on. Jason Witten was not balling.
You talking about balling? He was a contributor.
Okay.
We didn't
have
that.
That's fine. It's somebody that lines up.
We didn't have it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you right now. (2019). He had 63.
Cooper went for 1,000.
Yeah. So did Gallup.
Okay, so y'all had 2,000-yard receivers,
and
Witten was what?
529 yards.
So in most offenses, hold on. You laughing? In most offenses, that tight end is good.
No, it's not.
You're bugging.
He had 4 touchdowns.
A good tight end averages about 500 yards a season because he opens it up for everybody else.
He's not opening that up for nobody else. In 2019, we didn't open it up.
What's the average tight end yards per season?
All right.
What's the average tight end? Probably about 300 to 400 yards.
I don't even know if they would have it. Arizona tight end.
You can go team by team. The tight ends only average about 300
There's not
to
many
400 yards.
teams that have good tight ends.
This is my point. So if you got a tight end,
that doesn't make him good.
If you got a tight end that's getting you 500 yards, that's icing on the cake. That's moving the chain.
I'm gonna go to 2019.
Most teams don't have a second or third receiver doing that. Period.
Let me see. I'll go to last year because it gave me the 2019 stats, right? So.
Don't do last year because he was on our team last year.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the league. You asked about the league.
Yeah.
So hold on. Receiving yards. I'm gonna do it in a hierarchy.
Go with a good tight end.
I'm just going down until we get to 500 yards. So the 13th ranked tight end in the league was Robert Tonyan as far as yards. He had 586. That's the 13th. Green Bay.
Okay. So they use their tight end.
The 13th best tight end in the NFL.
Who averaged more than him?
12 other guys.
Let me see.
Look. I went over the yards. I sorted it by yards. Your top was Travis Kelce. Then you had Darren Waller. T.J. Hawkinson.
Good.
Mike Gesicki from Miami. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Andrews from Baltimore. He's good. Noah Fant.
Good.
Yeah.
So you talking about elite up there at 7. That's why I said...
He didn't have 7. He had 500.
I said elite is at 7.
That's... All right.
5 is good.
I don't think so.
You bugging.
I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good.
Yo, you're bugging.
He's serviceable.
Go to the wide receivers.
Like,
remember those teams that you just said, those top wide receivers, those top tight ends is on. Go to the wide receivers. And look at who they got on their team. You had 2,000-yard receivers, and you had a 500-yard tight end. That's good.
It has to go somewhere. You got quarterbacks throwing for 4,000 yards.
Son, that's good.
That's not good.
You bugging.
So where did the other 4,000? Jack threw for 4,000 yards. 5,000, almost 5,000 yards that season.
Hold on. You got 2 on the outside. Whatever they did, they probably averaged about 3 of them. They was probably close to 3,000 of that.
No, it wasn't. It was like close to 1,500. Because Gallup just got over 1,000.
You just said 1,500. If they both did
2,500.
Okay, so that's close to 3.
That's not close to 3. Witten gives them 3.
Out of those 2 receivers, 25 is closer to 3 than it is closer to 2.
It's the same. It's in the middle.
Okay, so that you got 2,500 yards in two wide receivers.
Right.
Then you got 500 in a tight end.
All right.
No other team pretty much is doing that.
What I'm saying is that doesn't make Witten good. That makes our receivers exceptional.
What I'm saying to you is makes your receivers are good, but you got a good tight end.
He's serviceable.
That's a good tight end in the league.
I don't think so.
All right. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Go to those teams that you just named.
I don't remember the teams. I mean, I just pulled up the yards.
Go to the wide receiver.
I'm going wide receiver.
All right. Name them.
What do you mean?
Name it. Come here. Let me see.
What do you want? What do you want? It's a whole bunch of them.
Let me see. Buffalo. We didn't name their tight end.
Huh? I don't know. We didn't go all through the.
No, but I'm saying no. Their tight end wasn't at 7.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Pull it up on my phone. Where did you go?
Hold on.
Pull that up.
I'm going back to tight end right now. Buffalo's tight end. No, he's down at 34. But they don't. That's not their offense though.
Son, what I'm telling you is,
and that's one example. Like,
no, it's not.
This is not. Bottom line. This is not even like a good argument. Like
a good tight end is getting you 500 yards at least.
Okay, I hear you. I don't agree with that.
A better one.
As watching my team play, Jason Witten was not what we would consider a good tight end. Because it was the guy that was behind him that everybody was begging for him to play.
But he didn't play him.
They did play him.
But you got 500 yards out of a tight end.
All right. I'm gonna tell you what Blake Jarwin's stats was that year in 2019. Now he played marginally less than Jason Witten, right? He got 31 catches for 365.
That's
now. If he would have had the opportunity,
he would have had more than 5.
Right, he would have. That would have been tight.
That would have been exceptional at tight end. When you got 2 receivers going for 1,000 yards, man, your tight end ain't getting you 5 on the average team.
Yes, he can.
Chris, that's not happening.
Yes, it is. It is happening.
2019 receiver, wide receiver. Nah, this is a mixture of them all. How did you get the you got the tight ends? How did you get the
I didn't go to NFL.com. Went into Google. NFL.com doesn't give it to you.
No, this ain't NFL.com. What did you put in?
Average NFL tight end stats, but then when you click on that first link it gives you, if you scroll over to the right, you got more stat sheets and just hit wide receiver stats.
So you had tight ends, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on tight ends. Yep.
What you said you put average what? Tight end, receiver.
Average NFL tight end stats. This is bad podcasting, by the way.
I don't care if it's bad or not.
It is though. People listening.
Okay. You could talk while I'm looking this up.
It don't even
2019.
Huh? No, I'm in 2020.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter. I mean, your opinion is that if you got a tight end that gets 500 yards, that's good.
That's good.
I think that's average at best.
Okay.
And the fact that Jason Witten was at 13th in the league proves that's average. That's middle of the pack.
Now, go. Who's the leading receiver?
You on tight ends?
I'm on wide receivers.
So why you asking me
tight end? You got tight end.
You just asked me a receiver though.
I said who was it because of what you
Travis Kelce.
At how many yards?
He had over 1,000.
Okay. Now, Tyreek Hill on his team was number 2. So that's their combination. Okay, because Kelce is an option. He's a main option in their offense, right? Okay. Who's the next?
Waller.
Will be Waller. Let's see where our wide receiver was for 2020. 2020, our wide receiver was Aguilar with 896 yards.
Okay.
Who's the next tight end?
T.J. Hockenson from Detroit.
From Detroit. Let's see what the Detroit wide receiver did. Detroit had Marvin Jones. He was 15 in the league at 978.
Yep, and he had 723.
Okay. Go ahead. Who's next?
Mike Gesicki from Miami.
Miami. Where's their first wide receiver?
With 703.
Okay. Where's their first wide receiver? Miami. Miami.
I don't know what your point is.
What I'm telling you is good tight ends are going to get you 500. The exceptional is getting you over 500 because they ain't got nobody else on the team.
I don't agree with the numbers. Don't say that.
Okay, well guess what?
You got 32 teams in the NFL.
You said who? He's the number 3 tight end.
T.J. Hockenson, yeah.
From Miami?
No,
that's number 4, right? From Miami, he's number 4. And
so that means he's an exceptional tight end in the
right,
NFL.
because guess what? They don't even have their first receiver is at 793.
You're kind of proving my point. I
said
said that Jason Witten was under 500 yards.
But
500 yards just gets you middle of the pack.
But
that's average.
Good.
That's average.
But that's good.
If you got 32 teams in the NFL and you're ranked 13.
Chris, you listen to what I'm saying. You got 2 wide receivers that got over 1,000.
You're talking about opinion. You're giving opinion. I'm telling you looking at the numbers.
But you looking at numbers and you just said the number 4 receiving tight end got 7. His main wide receiver on his team got a little more than him.
That's fine. That's not what I'm saying though. I'm not talking about this guy up there. I'm telling you, Jason.
Your offense would be better than their offense because you got 2 wide receivers and a good tight end.
I don't think that's a good tight end. Okay. I'm not. If 500 yards is not a good tight end, what the numbers are showing you is that's a middle of the pack tight end, average.
All right.
If you got 32 teams, you got 32 starting tight ends. If you rank 13th, you're in the middle.
Okay, well, guess what?
Close to the middle.
But that's considered good.
That's an opinion.
No, because you got...
No, it wouldn't. Because if you had a running back that was ranked 13th in the league, you wouldn't say he's good. No, it's not.
Yes, you would.
No, it's not.
Yes, you would.
You wouldn't say he's good. You would say he's interchangeable.
He's serviceable.
No, you would say he's interchangeable. He's replaceable.
Okay, well, guess
what? That's not a good running back.
Y'all replaced him.
Yeah.
But guess what? What did the tight end that you said you thought would be better than what did he do?
He tore his ACL in the first game of the season.
He was hurt too. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Your offense ain't better than that.
All right, we're gonna see.
You know what I mean?
It was better than y'all when Dak was playing.
Okay, well, guess what? Dak didn't play the whole season.
Right, and he was still leading in passing 2 weeks after he got hurt because he was way better than everybody.
Where the fuck is Dallas wide receivers at for 2020?
Not good because we didn't have that.
So Amari Cooper was 19.
Yeah.
And he still got 1,000.
Yeah.
C.D. Lamb almost got 1,000.
Right.
So that's good.
We're not talking about them. You talking about Jason Witten being a good tight end.
With a tight end that gives you 500 and they're giving you this, that's a good offense.
I said our offense is good.
And that makes him good.
We're
putting up numbers with a tight end and one wide receiver.
You're talking about something totally different. You
said
Jason Witten was a good tight end in 2019.
Listen to what I'm saying.
He's not.
You just sat here and said that we put up the same points that y'all did, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all had 2,000-yard wide receivers and a 500-yard tight end. Mm-hmm. We did that with a 1,000-yard tight end and a 900-yard receiver. That's it.
Right. And next year we're gonna have another receiver. We added a receiver to that.
So what do you think we're gonna do?
And the tight end that should have been playing.
So what do you think we're gonna do?
Y'all didn't add anything to your offense.
Because we didn't have to. Our dudes was rookies.
All right.
The dude that's on here.
How many points you think you're gonna score against us?
We're gonna score. We're gonna put up 30.
All right. You wanna bet that?
We're gonna put up 30.
You wanna bet?
Yep.
All right.
What we bet?
Huh?
We got 50 on the
game. We can put another 50 and we'll score 30.
We're gonna put up 30.
All right. I bet y'all.
That secondary don't scare me at all.
It shouldn't.
So we got 100. I'm telling you, Carl, and I don't like him. Man, listen, y'all ain't got nobody for us.
And that's why I know
y'all ain't got nothing for us.
This dude watch football like your average person watching football on TV. If you looking at a secondary does not have to be that strong if the quarterback don't got time to throw the ball.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, but hold on. You asked me a question. First thing you asked me was, did I think our line was good? I said
I didn't ask you that.
Our line was comparable with y'all, and we did better last year with injuries across our whole line.
Yeah, no, you gotta have more injuries than us.
Across our line?
Yeah.
How many starters y'all had last year?
Huh?
One. So we had one for the whole season. That was our center who wanted out of there.
Bro, we didn't play with our right tackle didn't play all year. He was done before training camp. Tyron Smith missed the majority of the season.
Matter of fact, I'm not even talking about last year. We talking about the year y'all scored all the points. That's when y'all had your line.
Yeah, Tyron Smith missed out that year too.
Okay, so how many players from that line was y'all missing that year that y'all scored the same amount of points as us?
Not the same as y'all did last year.
All right, then. So if I'm telling you we missed damn near all of our line last year and had to plug and play people, take this dude right here off the practice squad, put him at right tackle, take this dude from guard, put him at left tackle, and we putting up them points. We was the only team that scored with Kansas City all year except for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hear you. Like all of this.
What you think we gonna do to y'all?
We gonna see. We're gonna see. I can't wait. I cannot wait. This dude about to be sick. He about to be sick.
Anybody that know him know he and I'm gonna show y'all the text. I'm gonna screenshot the text where he tried to be slick, or we can watch the game together. And I had to let him know I watch football every Sunday. I don't hide. So whether my team lose or they win, I'm still gonna be right there. I'm not into that like he is. Like he want to talk about watching football. Oh, I can only watch football at home because I don't be one to hear. Because if your team is trash, all good, you a fan of your team.
That's not what I said.
But
no, I do.
Nobody.
Let me. Don't say what I say. Because what I say is you're right. I only do Cowboys games. I do watch by myself, and the reason why is because I'm superstitious. That's why I watch Cowboys games by myself. No, you didn't. You said I don't want to hear it. I didn't say all of that.
I'm not superstitious, and you said
that's not what you just said.
I said I'm always watching whether your team is trash or not.
And he's running because he said years ago, if the Cowboys and Raiders play in the Super Bowl, you know we're not watching together. He's the same way.
Hold on, no.
The Raiders and the Cowboys have played on Thanksgiving before, and we didn't watch the game together.
If you remember, I said early in the podcast when we talked about
talking about real life.
When we talked about sports, I said I don't watch sports with him because I know how he is. I can talk shit during the game. I've been to stadium.
Did we not? Did the Cowboys and Raiders not play on Thanksgiving and we didn't watch the game together?
I don't remember.
You're lying.
I don't remember.
You're lying. They played since you've been in Delaware.
I don't remember that.
All right. I remember.
Okay, so why you ain't say come over or why you ain't
I was at your house.
Okay, so what are you talking about? How did I watch the game?
Like I said, I did.
All right then.
You went up here.
What are you talking about?
You don't watch the game with nobody.
If you
do not watch it unless you go out.
Hold on, that's not true.
All right, you're lying.
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you who call your mother and ask her who's the dude that worked with her. We watched Philly play in my crib. In my crib. But if people don't want to watch football, and I know you ain't going to watch the game, then I'll go upstairs because everybody else want to watch something else. But if I'm downstairs watching watching football, I'm watching football. I don't care who over there. I don't go home and be like, yo, I gotta go upstairs to watch the game. I never did that.
Okay.
I'll never be out and be like, oh, yo, the game about to come on. I gotta leave.
Yeah,
man.
I do that.
All right then. So guess what? That's why I said.
I'm not fronting you.
I'm always watching my game. Period. Point blank.
Everybody watches their game.
No,
I always watch my game.
If people come over, I'm gonna watch my game. Period.
Yeah.
I don't care if people making noise. Nothing. I'm focused on my team playing that game.
Yeah.
We could be losing. You're going to see me emotional if we losing. You're going to see me emotional if we winning. I don't care. I'm a fan of my team. And I will go anywhere in the country and watch my team. I don't care where
That's
it
the
is.
difference.
And
I'm
all
talking about when I'm at my house. If I'm home watching the game, going to a game is totally different.
Sir, you just said you was at my house.
I said that.
You left.
Like I said, I'm the one keeping it real right now. This dude is fronting.
How am I fronting?
This dude is fronting.
How am I fronting?
Like I said, I'll say this. We can watch the Thanksgiving game together. We gonna blow y'all out.
Hold on. This is the funny shit. How he said I'm fronting. I've been inviting him over on Sundays where we ain't even playing each other.
Yeah, because I'm not coming over to just watch my team over the crib.
We play at 1.
I don't do that. I just said I don't do that.
1, we play at 4. Yo, you coming over?
I just said I don't do that.
I'll come with your team playing.
Right.
Yo, I can't watch the games with nobody.
Right. I just
what
said
are we
that.
talking about?
I just said I'm not fronting.
You're
fronting.
How am I fronting?
Okay.
How am I fronting?
Because I'm talking about when our teams play. When our teams play, you are the same way as me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, all right. Like I said,
you just said you was at my house and you left.
You also went upstairs.
If you
listen. I'm not. Like I said, he's being overly literal right now. I don't have to paint the perfect picture for everybody. What happened was the game is coming on. You left. No. Monty, we have the same agenda. Like we think the same way with that. You were like, I'm going upstairs to watch the game. I know you ain't watching it. And I left.
Okay, now say that. That means, like I said, other people don't want to watch the game, you're leaving. If you would have stayed there, I would have sat downstairs and watched the game.
Okay.
You made it known, yo, I'm out of here before the
Everybody gotta get down.
All right, then, so don't
you ain't never hit me up
yes, I had.
to watch the Cowboys and Raiders.
I know. I said
the Sunday night game. You want to watch the game,
Chris? I always say, yo, we can watch the game. You don't want to do it. This is the only time you saying that we can watch it because we were supposed to go to the game. If we wasn't supposed to go to the game, you'll be like, yo, we'll do Thanksgiving. Yo, you even come over here, but you know when the game come on, yo, I gotta watch the game by myself, and I'll leave. What I'm gonna do? Sit around and be like, yo, I'm gonna sit here and watch the game, be yelling upstairs, or at my crib, and you downstairs.
If you here, no, because what's the name? You watch the Cowboys. Thanksgiving is different because if we have people over on Thanksgiving, I watched the Cowboys game with y'all last Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving before that. If Thanksgiving,
and what did you say? I didn't like.
I don't like that.
Right,
I just said that.
All right, so don't say I'm front.
I'm saying it the same way.
No, I'm not.
All right. For events, for holidays, you can't avoid watching it with other people. But if I have the choice, yes, me personally, I ain't gonna say he's fronting. I think he's fronting, but he say he ain't fronting. If I got the choice, I'm gonna watch my team by myself, or not even with other Cowboys fans.
Let me cut him off. Anybody, this is what I'm going to say. For those of y'all that know my wife, all you got to do is ask, do I watch my game? If I'm at home and I know they don't want to watch football all day, because I watch football from the pregame shows, I go out, put my bets in. When I come back, I'm watching football all day. So by the time the Raiders come on, normally at 4 o'clock, they don't be wanting to watch no more football. They be like, do we have to sit down here and really watch this, da-da-da? So I go upstairs. But other than that, I'm normally watching my team, period, whoever's there. I don't ask nobody to leave. I don't be like, yo, I got to go upstairs. I can't watch the game around nobody. I don't care. And I go to stadiums by myself. Dolo. People that know us know I drove to Pittsburgh in the middle of the night by myself and met up with dudes straight up and down.
This dude's
if I don't go.
What's the name? I'm be interested to see what his excuse is gonna be when we bust their ass.
Okay, I like the same here. The same here. I ain't gonna have no excuse.
I'm telling
you. Know what I mean? Y'all beat us. But I know one thing. When he come back in this podcast and he got to wear that jersey, you know what I mean? I'm going to put the jersey on him, and then he going to have all kind of excuses. Oh, well, yo, you know what I'm saying? They're young. You know, they're young. Because guess what? We got a whole young secondary.
So do we.
Our secondary, even the second-year players, Arnett ain't played all year last year. Abram was, shit. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Donovan Wilson would be a third-year player, but he's really a second-year player because he didn't really play his rookie year. He played, maybe like 5-6 games last year in his second year. He's going to be our strong safety. Our top corner, Diggs, this is going to be his second year. Our other corner is going to be a rookie from Kentucky.
So we're in the same boat.
Yeah. So, like I said, I can't wait.
We're in the same boat.
Can't wait.
And
like I said, my favorite pick, my boy, and I hope by Thanksgiving he definitely should be starting. But in the league nowadays, there's not much.
Y'all heard him. Hope now that's gonna be the excuse. Which man couldn't cover because he was playing. He.
This is why I say he don't really watch football like that. No, I'm not making excuses. I'm talking through the game.
Everybody said that.
This is not. Can I finish my statement?
Starting over the two
Can I finish my statement? I'm not even talking about the linebacker. That's what I said. Let me finish my statement. What I'm talking about is schematic football. I'm talking about the dude who I want to see. My favorite draft pick was the nose tackle. I want to see him in the middle. But the way the game is played nowadays, you run a lot of nickel. What I'm hoping is that they make him a staple on first and second down, so he's out there all the time, and I hope he got the stamina to do it. But ain't no excuses. Okay. I don't think Cox is going to start.
You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't even mention that because
that's football.
Hold on, no. But what I'm saying is you wouldn't mention that now because that you're going to be like, I think that Jacobs would have had a harder time running if they had left him in the game and all that. Just let the game play out.
I'm talking.
Once we put up 30 on y'all, and y'all lose.
Football, man.
Listen, I'm thinking football. I just told you.
I'm just talking about the game. I'm looking at how the game
will break
down.
We play better defenses in our division than y'all.
No, you don't. Okay. We probably got the best defense in the league in our division.
And what?
Washington football team might be the best defense in the league.
I said than y'all.
Huh?
Our team plays better defenses in our division.
Everybody plays defenses than us.
I'm talking about your team.
Huh? My team's defense, right?
Right.
Everybody last year played better defenses than us.
I'm talking about last year. I'm just saying.
We don't know what the defense is going to look like.
Okay.
Y'all defense is ass too if you bet big on
I
last
didn't say we wasn't.
All right.
We've been ass for years.
I listening. Like I said, our offense is better than y'all's, and y'all not going to score 30 points.
So you think that y'all would have put up 30 on Kansas City?
Yup.
Okay.
We were
doing
it to everybody.
Okay. For what? 4 games?
5.
Nobody?
When? Last year?
Yeah.
We did it to the Rams. The Rams is nobody defensively.
Like I said,
let me ask you this: the Chiefs defense is better than the Rams defense.
We gonna see.
Is the Chiefs defense better than the Rams defense?
We gonna see.
Answer that question.
And I don't know. I know.
You know.
Hold on. No, I don't.
They got the best player in the NFL right now on the defensive line.
Hold on. Okay. Well, guess what?
And the best number one corner in the league.
Let me ask you a question. Since you talking about people the way they watch football and all this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen defenses like that carry their team?
Yup.
Why they ain't do it yet?
Huh? Because they don't have a piece in the middle. They don't have on the second level. They have a piece in the secondary, just like the Ravens who did it, right? They had a piece at every level. They had a pass rusher. You had Ray Lewis in the second level, and then you had Ed Reed, right?
So you're saying that the only reason why they didn't win because of the linebacker play in the middle?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
And they got to the Super Bowl 2 years ago without.
And what they do in the Super Bowl?
Huh? They lost.
All right then.
Yep.
What he do to them?
Who
made him?
Mahomes.
All right then.
Yeah.
And how did he look last year?
Against a great defense with no tackles.
Ass.
But that was also defense.
Ass.
Every level of defense. You got Ndamukong Suh in that pass rush on the line. You got Levante David and
we're not talking.
I'm just saying. I'm showing you the 3 levels how it matters.
But at the end of the day, guess what? You acting like, hold on, they might not have nobody in the middle, but they got linebackers on the outside, and guess what? They was winning all year, and then they put it on the quarterback. If their defense was that nice, they would have made up for it.
When were they winning all year? Last year.
The Rams shouldn't have been as bad as they was, B.
They shouldn't have.
All right, then. So guess what? Don't blame it on the quarterback.
But it wasn't the defense.
Their defense didn't play.
When?
What did Brady put up on them?
Huh? What did Brady put up on them?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Brady was trash until he got to them. And that's when they started taking off.
Let me see the points of that game.
Come on, man. Them dudes ain't
defense,
over.
Defense wins championship.
Okay, and they not a great defense.
I think they're great.
They got two key players.
Yeah, and
but
that dramatically impacts the game.
I seen Dion do it.
Huh? Now without pass rush in front of him.
What?
What team did Dion play for that he didn't have pass rush?
Listen, I forget who was the D line.
Maybe Atlanta, but they weren't good.
No, they wasn't good, but they went to the playoffs.
Yep.
and
San Fran, he had a great D line.
I wouldn't say great.
You had Charles Haley in San Fran.
That's one dude.
Okay, that's a great pass rush.
That's one dude.
That's all you need.
Okay, so
LT was one dude.
And what's the name got one dude?
Who?
Ramsey.
Right.
So what are we talking about?
And that's why they balled.
So what are we talking about? They ain't do what Dion did.
They had a better offense. The San Fran offense, they were doing
here we go with the excuses.
That
defense ain't all that.
That defense is not.
And if they was all that, they wouldn't have let Mahomes put up 30.
What I'm saying is, that defense, I think, is a great defense. It's not one of the best in the league. It's not the best in the league.
All right, then.
No. I just told you who was the best in the league, in my opinion.
Washington. Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And
and they have a trash secondary.
Hold on. And I believe Chicago better than the Rams, too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But to your point about secondary, and why I tell you, it really don't matter that much.
They got a trash secondary, too.
So why I say secondary doesn't matter as much as you think. Washington's secondary is ass.
Yeah, but across the board, matter of fact, I'll give you another team, too. But across the board, their whole front four.
Right.
That
matters more.
Hold on. But their linebackers are okay. Their front four get to the ball.
But what I'm saying is that matters. The front seven matters more than the back end.
But hold on. You saying seven. Washington's doing with the front four.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is front seven period because you blitz
linebackers.
Now you look at, and you can't manufacture
I'll give you another team who I might say healthy is just as good, if not better than Washington.
Who?
San Fran.
Yeah, if they're healthy, yeah. And that's from their front seven too. Really their front four.
Right.
It matters more than the back end. All you're doing is proving my point.
No, but you said
you keep talking about
you saying linebackers. I'm saying
if you can't do it with the four, you blitz the linebackers.
Hold on. I feel you. But Washington and San Fran ain't got to play with their linebackers.
I feel you. We do. Right. And we might have the best blitzing linebacker in the league. We may have.
You're lucky I can't whistle right now. But I'm gonna do it like this. All you gonna hear is this shit in AT&T.
Watch. This is gonna be hilarious. This cat gonna be in there fucking Gruden, man. The fuck, man.
Hold on. If I do, I ain't changing up nothing. I'm not a Carr fan, but I think Carr could beat y'all. I think Carr could get us to the
Carr lost to us when the last time. He lost y'all the game.
Right. So I say I'm not a Carr fan, and I definitely didn't want Gruden back. Now let's keep it a buck. I told you that I didn't want Gruden back.
Yep. You did.
All right then. So don't make it seem like
I just told you what you were gonna say. I told you what you were gonna say.
No, but you making it. You trying to paint the narrative that I'm gonna say it if we lose. I said if we win.
I'm saying you are going to say.
But have I said that when we won?
I didn't say you have.
All right.
I'm just telling you what you're gonna say when y'all lose.
Okay.
Badly.
What you gonna say when y'all lose?
Nothing, because it's not gonna happen.
So what you gonna say?
Nothing.
Yeah, all right.
Because it's not gonna happen.
Y'all hear him? He ain't gonna have nothing to say. He gonna
because we're gonna win.
He's gonna sit here on the podcast with a rated
jersey on, and he's gonna be sitting quiet. And what Floyd say when they ask him about losing? I don't even think about that. I don't even let that enter my mind.
That's right.
They come in on Thanksgiving for a beating.
Y'all better hope y'all get your
for a beating.
Because y'all taking it week one.
No, we not. My man Dak coming out there like, let's go! 40 dead. I'm just be out there like, he. CD gonna be like,
I'm telling you right now.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to play them. Cause one thing I can say.
We might be undefeated.
One thing I'm gonna say. No, in the podcast, man. In the podcast.
We might.
Y'all in the shit.
We might be 17-0.
This motherfucker must have been drinking or some dumb shit.
Nah.
Cause he sound out of his fucking mind.
Nah, but we gonna blow the Raiders out for sure.
Okay.
And we gonna win. And we gonna beat Tom Brady and we win.
I just want my $100 and that's another intriguing game that I want to see too.
What?
Tom Brady played New England week 4.
Mm-hmm. They gonna blow New England out.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like they said, this is the first time in NFL history or sports history, where a player had direct beef with his superior and they go against each other. There's like, you think about with Jordan, he had beef with Krause, so when he came back, he didn't have nothing. If Krause wasn't coaching against him, playing against him or nothing. LeBron, when he went back to Cleveland, the owner didn't play against him. This is Brady offensively against Belichick defensively, and what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Who you think? Who's your Super Bowl pick right now?
Right now, see, it's tough. You know why? Because you gotta say. I'm gonna say. Right now, I don't have to pick a team, so I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go with more than likely Buffalo or Kansas City, depending on how they look in the NFC. And in the NFC, right now, because I don't know what San Fran going to be, but I'm looking at Brady, and I think fucking Washington going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I know. See, this is what kind of fan he is.
No, I'm not.
He just see his team. He's like a horse with blinders on.
You're right.
And
I am a horse with blinders on.
That ain't how I look at sports.
No, that's not how I look at sports.
You gotta be logical.
No, I am being logical. And you know what I'm gonna tell you is my Super Bowl pick? I don't think Tampa Bay is going back to the Super Bowl. No, I don't. I seriously.
No,
I don't think.
But you gotta.
I don't think Washington is gonna. I'll tell you right now, Cowboys are gonna win the division, and the reason why I think by mid-season Washington is gonna move on from Ryan Fitzpatrick, because Ryan Fitzpatrick, every time that he's been donned the starter from the beginning, he's never panned out. He's gonna have games where he light it up, but he's also gonna have games where he shit the bed. It's gonna be up and down.
But see, with them, I don't think it's gonna happen that way. He always has somebody behind him.
Well, I mean, if he starts all season, that's
and
cool.
And he don't have to do what he had to do on them other teams.
He don't. Either. But what I think is going to change things, I think Washington, that defense, like I said, I think it's the best defense in the league because of that line.
Right.
But what I'll say is this: if Dak Prescott last year did not get hurt, it puts more pressure on them to have to score. So I don't think they beat us scoring 12 points. So I don't think Washington wins the division. I think the Cowboys or Philly will win the division.
Okay.
And Philly, the reason I say Philly is because they have committed to Jalen Hurts. With them committing to Jalen Hurts,
not really though.
They gave him another wide receiver. They could have drafted a quarterback.
Yeah, but they didn't really commit.
So with them giving him another wide receiver, I think Philly will be better than Washington, because I think Washington's going to have to score. Now, when you play Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott with that pass rush, like if you get those guys getting upfield, if they can step up. If they provide lanes, that puts another element in there.
Right.
Washington didn't have to deal with that playing with us last year. So I think it's gonna be a close division though. With those three teams, I think those three teams.
But what you looking at is this: what you not giving this dude credit for. This is probably the best team he played on.
No, it is. But what I'm saying is,
all he has to do, which he can do, is manage a game.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
he don't have to worry about.
I think Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith will be able to block Chase Young enough to where Dak Prescott will minimally.
No, hear what I'm saying though.
Huh?
Let me finish my point. You looking at a quarterback that ain't dumb, and he's not in a position where he's holding a spot, looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
So he got to do more than what is needed. All he has to do is manage the game.
How many points do you think he would have to score to beat us?
To beat y'all?
Yeah.
With their defense?
Yeah.
I think he could put up 17.
I don't think 17 points would beat us. With our line being
healthy.
No, I'm saying the line being healthy. If Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins are at the tackles, this is the rosters, right? Because if Chase Young ain't healthy, this changes too, right? But Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins matched up because they're gonna move Chase Young around. You put them dudes there, and you put Zach Martin in the middle. We got them three guys on the line. I think Dak Prescott minimally.
I can't talk football with this dude because he only looks at.
I'm not only looking. I'm telling you the matchup. The reason you saying that he only needs 17 is because of their front four, right?
No, what I'm saying is I'm talking about him. Period as a
Right,
player.
and I just asked you how many points. You said 17.
I said 17. That means it could be a close game.
I didn't say it wasn't going to be a close game. I'm explaining to you why I don't think 17. Why I think we'll score more than 17 points.
Okay.
The reason why is because with them three guys on the line, I think Dak Prescott minimally gets you 20
And you
points.
saying that he can't score more than 17?
You just said that.
No, you said what do I think he could score to win? And I said 17.
My question was, what would he need to score to beat us? You said 17. So that's saying that Dallas would not get 17 points.
Okay, well, I don't believe so.
All right, so I'm telling you I think we would because we'll be able to block.
All right. Well, guess what? That means that y'all got the best offensive line in the league because you just said they're the best defense.
Yeah.
So y'all got the best offensive line in the league is what you're saying.
No, I'm not. I don't think we have the best offensive line in the league.
But you just saying your offensive line is better than their defensive line.
No, I'm saying schematically we can work the game plan out to where we would be able to. We have the weapons. The weapons that we have, they could provide Dak enough time to get rid of the ball to these receivers and tight ends and running backs that we have.
Well, I think the problem with Washington last year was they didn't have a game manager. Mm-hmm. Their backups were horrible, and they had to be starters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Alex Smith would have been healthy, but it would have been different for that team. But if they got a game manager where they know he ain't making no mistakes, and he's in a position where he ain't got to look over his shoulder, that shit mean a lot.
Nah, it does. But what I'm saying is, like, what you talking about, like guys that having to come in and be starters at quarterback. The best defensive line in the league was playing against guys that had to come in and be starters on our offensive line.
Yeah, but you looking at just from your team.
That's what we talking about.
No, what I'm saying is their team as a whole, they played against everybody. And what I'm saying in the playoffs, because you brought up Brady. In the playoffs, they didn't have a quarterback that could match nothing.
But we're talking about squarely their defense and what they can stop. Brady put up 31 points on them.
Yeah, okay.
And our offense, weapon-wise, is comparable to what they had.
But you got to look at how he put up the 30 points. I don't think they was just moving down the field on them like that. Were they in short field situations where the quarterback was making mistakes?
No.
I don't remember the game.
The game was a tightly contested game. It was back and forth.
So what was the score?
31-23. Because the boy, I forget what his name is. Heineke. Yeah, he had a good game against them.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's a different game when you got a dude that's not like that. That where he knows how to read defenses. He's not out there like just winging it. He's just out there playing his game.
I feel you.
And that controls the game. That gives the defense more time to rest. All kind of shit.
I feel you. I just don't see a situation where they would stop us from scoring 17 points. Okay. I fully expect the Cowboys to have the number one offense in the league this year, just like we did in 2019. We're a better offense in 2019. We had the number one offense in the league in 2019.
Okay, we gonna see.
Yeah. That Cowboys football team game is gonna be good. But I think, like I said, I think with us and the fact that Fitzpatrick is not a mobile guy, my man Stick City, man, I think that dude, yo, I can't wait for football season. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
But to my Super Bowl pick, what I think is I don't think Tampa Bay is going to get back to the Super Bowl. I think a lot of what I think coming out of the NFC depends on if Green Bay lets Aaron Rodgers go or not. If Aaron Rodgers actually plays for Green Bay, I think Green Bay could represent the NFC in the Super Bowl because they gave him another weapon. I think they picked up Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore was my actual favorite. Like, he was my sleeper receiver. Not really a sleeper, but he's a good receiver. Real quick, real good route runner. I think he'll be perfect with Aaron Rodgers. You put him on the other side of Devontae Adams. So if you got Aaron Rodgers out there and they just signed a running back this offseason, I think they're going to be good. You can never count them out. They're going to ball. I also think that I think Arizona's going to be good. I think either Arizona or LA is going to win that division out there because I think the quarterback's going to hold San Fran back as far as beating the Rams. But I think it's either going to be Green Bay or Tampa Bay, but I think Green Bay is going to beat Tampa Bay this year if they meet up again. In the AFC, I agree with you, Buffalo, but I think the fact that the Ravens gave Lamar a wide receiver, I think this is the year that Lamar breaks through and gets to the Super Bowl.
It's a good pick. You know what I mean? I like the Ravens. I don't like that we got to play them first, but you know what I mean? I don't mind getting that game out the way, but... So
I'll say this. If Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay, I'll say Green Bay and Baltimore in the Super Bowl. Possibly Tampa Bay, Baltimore.
You think it's Buffalo.
I don't believe in Josh Allen. I don't. That's 1 year. Do it again.
That's not 1 year.
It is 1 year. He didn't do that the year before.
Sir, he got him to the playoffs.
Huh?
This is his second year in the playoffs.
Look at what he did the first
No,
year.
I know, but he got him to the playoffs.
Off that defense.
Yeah, that my point exactly. Right. Now, he was a rookie.
No, he wasn't a rookie. That was the second year.
Second year. Yeah. So you're talking about...
I don't know if they made the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yes, they did. He made the playoffs twice.
Let me go back and look.
And he won a game.
I don't know. I don't think so. Buffalo, you saying in 2019 they made the playoffs. That's what you're saying, 2 years ago. 2019 record.
If he didn't, he made a Pro Bowl.
They were 10-6. They might have.
What did he do? Because he did something Carl didn't do. Because that's why I know what he did. He made the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. He got to the 2019.
Yeah, because he didn't go to the Pro Bowl in 2019.
Right. No, they did. They got to the AFC Conference Championship.
Yes.
No, that was last
2019.
Year. They gave me 2020. Hold on. Let me go to 2019.
2019, I think he lost the ball. No. Did he lose to Baltimore?
No, they didn't. Yeah. They were 6-10. He only made the playoffs 1 year. Yeah. I knew I wasn't tripping. The last year was only a year. Let me go to his stats.
That kid is nice.
Yeah. He's only been in the league 3 years.
Right.
His first year,
he didn't really play.
No. He went 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. 2019, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and then last year it was a 37-10.
How many touchdowns?
37.
No, 2019.
20 touchdowns.
And how many interceptions?
9.
And what he did last year?
37-10.
So that's telling you. So that's 2 years.
That's 1 year.
20-9 and 30-10.
Well, look, 20-9 is that's he's throwing half interceptions.
Okay, so he's getting better every year.
I mean, he went 10-12 the rookie year.
No, that's his rookie year.
But I'm just saying.
He threw 20-9.
Right.
Then he went 37-10.
Would you say 20-9 is a good quarterback?
Yeah.
I say that's serviceable. That's average. You throwing half interceptions.
So that's good.
So that interception ratio is 50%.
No. You looking at that bullshit. What they call that shit that they be all on right now?
Next gen.
Analytics and all that.
No, I'm just that's just
good.
basic math.
No, but
a touchdown to interception ratio.
Listen, what I'm saying to you is, guess what? It might be a game where he got to fucking throw some shit up to try and help the team win it with nothing.
He only threw for 3,000 yards.
But I don't give a fuck.
That's not good.
All right. Okay.
Like
Everybody ain't throwing for 4,000, man.
Everybody is throwing 4,000. Not everybody throwing for 5. In today's NFL?
Listen.
You want to look at that?
Look at his second year.
You want to look at that?
How many people in their second year is doing what he did?
Dak did it in his rookie year.
Okay. And then what he do in his second year?
More than with Josh Allen.
Carson Wentz was better than Dak, right?
In his second year.
Was he?
He had better game.
Was he?
Yeah, second year.
Okay, then. So guess what? This dude is progressing better than everybody. He's getting better. And he's on a good team. This team is better than Baltimore.
Like I said, I will believe it if he do it again. He did it for one season.
Okay.
Like I said, you got
what did Lamar do?
1, 2, 3, 4,
what did Lamar
5, 6,
do in his
7, 8,
second
9, 10, 11 quarterbacks in 2019 threw for 4,000.
What did Lamar do? And Lamar's in there for 4,000?
No. Lamar don't throw.
What did Lamar do in his second year?
Lamar.
All he do is run. He got a better defense.
Right.
You just said that they gave him like.
Well, he do, but they run the offense through Lamar. Like what's the name? Like that, it works.
That ain't gonna work against them. It ain't gonna work.
Now he got another receiver though.
He don't throw the ball like that.
Because they can't. They don't have nobody to get open. What receivers they got to get open?
I don't care what's the name? He had Stephon Diggs this year. Who he had his first year?
When he was ass?
He did
John Brown.
When he threw for 3,000.
Nobody. That's why he only threw for 3,000.
Okay then. But Lamar ain't did that.
For 3,000?
No, Lamar didn't do what he did.
Throw for 3,000 yards?
20-9 and 3,000.
Lamar did 36-6 and 31-27 in his second year.
In his second year?
Yes.
He did what?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What did he do?
36-6. They came out the same year.
Hey, I know they did.
I'm just saying, like, come on, man.
Lamar ain't better than him. You bugging. Lamar
he's a better thrower. But what I'm saying is,
he's a better quarterback.
What I'm saying to you is, the offense that Lamar, they cater.
Hold on, you gonna say that?
No, I'm not saying that.
Josh Allen could do what Lamar does in Baltimore.
No, he can't. Nobody can do what Lamar does in Baltimore. If you put anybody else in that offense that don't run like that,
son, he'll be able to throw the ball better than.
But it won't look like it looks like
that.
What I'm saying, he can't run like Lamar.
Nobody, a lot of people.
It's right, so I'm saying he can do that.
What I mean by he could do it, he can fit in that offense, but Lamar can't fit in his.
That's true. He can't fit in Lamar's offense though. Neither one of them can fit in each other.
He might not run for as many yards as Lamar, but he could do what Lamar do. Lamar can't do what
I'm just laughing at this dude trying to play Lamar Jackson.
Lamar ain't better than him.
I know what I'm saying. You transitioned to
yeah,
that now.
No.
Because you were talking shit about the second year.
Time out. I said it out the gate when you said who your picks was. I said that, you discounting Buffalo and you said you don't believe in
Josh Allen.
And I said Josh Allen is better than Lamar. And he got a better team.
I said
that out the gate.
I think he's a better quarterback. I think Lamar's a better football player.
Okay.
And that's why I think that Lamar brings a different element.
Lamar's like Michael Vick.
Yeah, he brings a different element.
And Michael Vick ain't win nothing.
That's fine. I don't think Josh Allen's going to win nothing either.
Okay.
Like I said, it was 1 year. Lamar has done it 2 years in a row. This will be his 4th year in the league coming up.
Mm-hmm. And this will be Josh's 4th.
Yep. Lamar.
How many games has Josh played?
Huh?
In his first year?
I don't know. Hold on.
Because wasn't Fitzpatrick the starter?
Yeah. Lamar didn't start his rookie year either.
Who was there?
Flacco.
He took over from Flacco.
At the end of the season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Lamar's real like first time playing is the year he won MVP.
I feel like Josh Allen better.
A lot of people.
And I give you somebody else who's better than him. So I'm speaking ahead of time before anybody. I think this kid gonna be tough, but they gotta keep him healthy and they gotta make sure they keep weapons around
Well,
him.
actually, Josh, he started 11 games his rookie year. Let me see how many games Lamar started as a rookie. 7.
Joe Burrow is better than Lamar too.
As a passer, yeah.
He's a better quarterback, man.
As a passer.
He's a better all-around quarterback.
As a passer.
Okay.
I think
If he don't get hurt, they in the playoffs.
You know, they ain't in the playoffs. They're not in the playoffs.
So,
They're third best.
they got
maybe fourth. No, fourth. They're not better than Baltimore. They're not better than Cleveland, and they're not better than Pittsburgh.
They're better than Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That bullshit Pittsburgh did last year, that shit was a fluke. And T-Bone, you know, I was telling you the whole fucking year, y'all was getting fucking lucky every fucking
Even
week.
if you say they're better than Pittsburgh, at best, they're third best in the division. Cleveland, to be honest, and I
don't know what Cleveland gonna do.
And to be honest, I forgot about this too. So let me say this: Cleveland might win that division and might go to the Super Bowl too if Baker Mayfield don't fuck it up, because that defense, they got better.
They are better, and they just drafted
So let me say that, like,
a defensive end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
to
got
go
better.
opposite Garrett.
They
I forget his
no,
name.
that wasn't their first round pick.
Joke, right?
Yeah,
They took Joke.
They took the kid from Notre Dame, I believe.
Joke.
Yeah,
Jock or whatever his name is.
I forget how to pronounce his name, but that defense is real. And they got some corner in free agency, I believe too. But as long as Baker Mayfield don't mess that up, yeah, I would say my top 2 picks both come from that division, Baltimore and Cleveland. Yep. I don't think Kansas City going back.
Buffalo is. Well, I don't give a fuck about Kansas City.
I don't think Buffalo gonna win their division. With the money that New England spent this offseason, and people forget, they had the most opt-outs last year. They had big money players that chose not to play due to COVID.
I'm gonna give you this. This is what I will give you.
Okay.
And you know I hate New England.
Yeah.
But I fuck with Cam. And his interview with what's that shit that all of them do?
I Am Athlete. Yeah, that was a good interview. When he said he ain't really had no time.
He didn't have no time to learn that shit, and he reached out to people to really understand the Patriot way shit. I want to see him succeed, and the fact that they drafted a quarterback too, I want to see him succeed.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that
he's
kid
better
ain't
than
playing.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones ain't playing this year. They gonna win the division.
I don't think they're gonna win it.
They gonna win the division at 10-6. Buffalo gonna be 9-7.
You bugging the fuck out.
Buffalo gonna make the playoffs though, but they got the extra. They got the extra.
You lost your fucking mind.
I'm telling you, man.
All right. Buffalo,
That defense.
You sleeping on Buffalo?
If the Patriots don't trade Stephon Gilmore,
who got a better defense, man?
Buffalo
or New England?
It's close. It's close. Without those opt-outs, New England's defense is real. They had the best defense in the league in 2019. And a lot of them cats opted out last year. Watch. Hey, you can snore all you want. I'm telling you, man. It really don't matter to me, because I really think the Cowboys about to shock the world.
Now they on some Muhammad Ali bullshit.
About to shock the world, man.
Listen, you right. They're going to be
bad
as fuck, and everybody going to be like, yo,
we minimally going to be NFC East champions. But I'm
going to tell you something. The fact that you even brought this team up, you tried to poo-poo what I was saying on draft night.
What?
But y'all helped. Y'all don't realize how much y'all did, but y'all helped Philly.
I didn't say we didn't help Philly, but either way, that receiver was going to end up in our division. It didn't matter.
Right, he was.
So he was either going to be an Eagle or a Giant. It didn't matter.
I would have rather. If
no,
I was in
hell no. I would rather him be with Philly than to pair him with the Giants. And you got.
I think Danny Dimes ain't better than fucking Wilson.
But when you put him with, I think their tight end name is Shepard or whatever the hell his name is. Him and
Saquon. He game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah. He blew the game against
and somebody else, because I would have cut him.
Yeah. We dropped, it was a Philly.
Yeah.
But him, as athletic as he is, you put Smith on the outside, and then you put Saquon in the backfield like that, that's That matchup I don't like. What I will say about Philly, is they kind of got the same but not the same receiver, same in stature, which surprised me that they went with him because the guy that they drafted last year, he's not the same type of receiver because he's more of a speed guy, but they're like the same size. He's a little bit thicker than Devontae Smith though. My thing with Devontae Smith, I know he's a great route runner, but he doesn't scare me. And the fact that we got Kelvin Joseph and the way Kelvin Joseph performed against him, man up when they played Bama, like I think. Hold on, I'll look it up. I think.
Yeah, but see, you ain't gotta look at that because like the kid we picked in like the 5th or 6th round, he did good against them too. That shit don't mean nothing.
No, but it depends on how they were playing him.
Yeah,
he was shadowing. He was shadowing him.
To me, that don't mean nothing. In the league, that's when you're gonna see what a kid could do and what he can't do. Word up.
You're right.
That's when you're gonna see. And like I was trying to say to you when you was talking about his weight, Ike Lee said it the best. As soon as I hung up the phone with you, he was like, "Yo, everybody keep talking about that size shit. This ain't the old league where you can push on somebody and do all that bullshit. If all he got to do is run his routes and get open, you fucking barely touch him. You fucking liable to be kicked out of the game, suspended, and all kinds of shit. He got a better chance of being healthy now than when Deshaun played."
Yeah. But they're not the same type of receiver.
No, he's not as fast as Deshaun.
He's not nearly as fast.
Right.
But that's why I hate that comparison. He's more comparable to Isaac.
The only comparison was the size-wise. So how small he is. That's the only comparison. He runs routes better than Deshaun Watson and all that. And you're not going to be able to just put your hands on him and move him all around like you want to. All he got to do is get off the line, and now he in the route running.
Yeah, but he couldn't do that against Kelvin Joseph.
Okay, well, listen, man. We going to see in the league, man. You know what I mean? And truth be told, they said he really wasn't. The other kid that went, didn't he go before him?
Yeah.
They said he was the man on the squad.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You never know.
Well, he said that.
Hold on. If you look at it, see, that's why you can't look at college. Because think about it like this. Who started over Josh Jacobs?
I don't know.
Josh Jacobs was his third running back on that team.
But what's the name? Yeah, like I mean, to me personally,
and none of them dudes is doing what he did in the league.
Me personally, when it comes to Alabama players, more recently, I kind of take it with a grain of salt because when they're in college, they always are the superior athletes on the field. So when you're surrounded, when everybody is that deal like that, it opens it up for everybody.
Right.
The only one, there've been two, I think. You got Julio and numbers-wise, Mari Cooper have been successful wide receivers from Alabama in the NFL. From the 2000s wide receivers. Would you agree? Anybody I'm missing?
I'm trying to think.
I don't think I'm missing anybody.
I don't think you are neither. I'm trying to think.
So what I want to see is what Devontae Smith do. Me personally, I don't think it's.
But who did they have?
I mean, you just had the three,
them three, and
four.
No, and you had this dude that went before him.
Those two, and then you had Henry Ruggs and what's his name?
Yeah, but Ruggs, the reason why, and I can speak to Ruggs because he on my team. I don't think we coached him. Sally Moore, I tell you, I would call Sally Moore every week, like, if I'm so tired of hearing them talk about his speed, because all we do is tell him to sprint from sideline to sideline, putting them in motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then they say he can't run a route, but now we losing games. You look up and he be the motherfucker that catch a pass and he out.
Yeah. I just think,
and that shit ain't just speed.
I want to see Devontae Smith in the league. I actually hope he is successful against everybody but us. I'm rooting for him because they shitting on him because of his size. I think the size is going to be a problem. If I'm Philly, what I would do with him is he's going to be playing inside off the line so people can't jam him. jam him at the line. You play him off the line, allow him to move and get into space.
But everything they're saying about him, his hands is good to be able to get off of that. And, he got to learn. Yeah. They got to teach him. And
wide receiver is one of the hardest positions to transition in the NFL. It's not something where you come in as a rookie like what Justin Jefferson did last year and what CeeDee Lamb did last year is not the norm. CD, I think, benefited from the fact you got Gallup and Cooper on the outside. And
you had other people do that.
Huh?
You had people come out of college and
you had people do it, but it's not the norm. It's not like you got five or more wide receivers every year putting up close to 1,000 yards. That doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, because it all depends on what team they go to.
Like I said, it's a harder transition. Like you got guys that get drafted and be #1 receivers in their first year, just like 700 or 800 yards because they're trying to learn the game, learning what it is to sit down in zones, things like that. So like it's a harder transition. I think he has the potential to be good. It's all going to be depending on how they going to use him in Philly.
I don't think it's hard for them because their coach was an NFL coach and he teaches them that kind of shit.
Who?
Nick Saban.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is with him, the windows in the NFL get smaller.
Right.
He doesn't have a big catch radius. And you have a quarterback who I like Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong, but he's not like you wouldn't look at Jalen Hurts and be like accuracy is his strong suit. So when you got a wide receiver, his separation gonna have to be extraordinary. So it remains to be seen.
Yo, you think Jalen Hurts ain't that nice?
I didn't say he wasn't that nice. I said and when you look at Jalen Hurts as a quarterback, what do you think his biggest strength is? What's the best thing about him as a quarterback?
The best thing is like Lamar with his feet.
All right then. So that's what I just said. But his accuracy is not his strong suit.
Because I really don't think...
That was the knock on him.
But listen to what I'm saying. I don't think he was really coached up. Because if you think about it, in Alabama, he was winning over there, but like they said, the only reason why he had to leave was because Saban liked him and was like, he liked what's the name better as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. All right, so whether he's coached up or not, that doesn't change.
Let me
finish. That doesn't change the fact of what he is. He's not your most accurate quarterback. So if you have a wide receiver who has a small catch radius, it remains to be seen if he can get the same separation that he was getting on Saturdays. If he's not getting the same separation that he was getting on Saturdays and those windows are smaller, and you got bigger receivers that are able to carry him across the field, bigger DBs that are able to carry him across the field, it's going to lead to a lot of incompletion.
Yeah, we're going to see.
So we will see. I'm interested to see it. But like I said,
I wouldn't have liked him with Homeboy. They played together. He knows, no, he played with Hurts too.
Oh yeah. I mean, we went to the Giants.
Right. So you got a dude that know him, you know what I mean? Know where he like the ball. He know where Hurts gonna throw the ball. Like that stuff. Like that's why it was big when Cincinnati picked the kid from LSU too. Like you got a motherfucker that played with you.
But that's way different in my opinion because you got a bigger receiver.
No. I'm not talking about size wise. I'm talking about little intricacies that somebody else ain't got to come in and really learn.
Right, but what does that matter if you can't get that separation?
Okay. Well, guess what? I believe he's going to get it, and we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great route runner, but if you look at it like you asked who's another receiver that came out, you got the kid that's in Atlanta right now. What the freak is his name? Because they wanted us to take him. We said Leighton Vander Esch.
Calvin
Ridley. Let me see what his numbers look like. But he's even bigger than him. But like Ridley was a guy that you didn't know. Like Ridley last year had 1,300 yards. He balled. His first and second year he was in the 800 yards. So like that's what you would want Devontae Smith to do.
Right.
Like I think if he can come out and do that, then you like, all right, bet. But it remains to be seen because Ridley also had Julio. So you draw like Ridley wasn't drawing that double team and that a lot of attention. So kind of like
Yeah,
Tom
but I
PD.
think Julio missed a lot of games too.
Yeah, last year.
Right.
That's why he got 1,300.
Yeah.
But that's his third year in the league. He learned the league. Those first 2 years, you got Julio on the outside. Like that helps out a lot. Devontae Smith ain't got no Julio.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of that outside attention is gonna be paid to him. So I'm gonna be interested to see how it go. And just like the game has changed.
He could affect the game in a different way. They got running backs.
Mm-hmm. They got good running back out in the backfield.
Guess what? You bring him out and you run him behind, Devontae Smith, because Devontae Smith is going to take 2 guys with him. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to beat 1-on-1. I can't see the way he run a route, and that's one thing they say a lot of wide receivers come out and they can't do.
No, his route running is the
everybody that went before him and people that went after him, they was like, yo, by far, he is the best route runner in this.
I agree. But, and that's why I also say I love what we did in the draft, right? So just thinking it from our standpoint, right? Because you said, like, we helped them, right? So from us, I think that's why we drafted the way we drafted, too. In our division, you got a lot of running backs that are used as wide receivers. Every team got them. You got Barkley in New York. Washington got 2 running backs that they use as wide receivers. And Philly got the kid from Penn State, Miles Sanders, right? So when you got to do, like we got Keanu Neal. Keanu Neal is going to play linebacker. We're not using him as safety, right? That's a safety that we're like, yo, you going to play linebacker. You're a small linebacker.
Right.
We're going to have you cover running backs. We also get Jabril Cox or Jamel Cox, whatever it is.
Jabril.
Yeah.
I wanted him.
Who's a great cover linebacker. Like, I think that equalizes all of that. So that's why I really...
I asked you what I asked you earlier.
What?
You know what I mean? Them two covering, him covering the backs, you know what I mean? But when you throw a back out there and a tight end, then where you going?
What you mean? With how are we covering a back and a tight end?
Mm-hmm.
You cover the tight end with Parsons.
Okay.
Or...
Well, not when y'all play us, though.
Huh?
No.
What's going to happen against y'all, we're probably going to put Diggs on Waller. Alright? Diggs, you shadow Waller. Kelvin Joseph, you're going to be on the outside, and then we'll have... I wholeheartedly believe we're going to probably bring in another veteran corner, possibly Richard Sherman. If not, Anthony Brown will be on the outside.
Just remember this, too. When I'm talking about Philly. They're kicking the tires on Aaron Rodgers.
That's not happening.
They're kicking the tires on Aaron Rodgers and on Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, neither one of those are happening.
You don't know what's going to happen.
I do. That's not happening.
Okay.
And even if it did happen, so what?
You just said Aaron Rodgers could win. He'll have more in Philly than he got in fucking.
He would.
In fucking Green Bay.
Yeah, he would. That's a fact.
Wherever he go, cause shit, I don't want him in Denver.
No, he's not. Aaron Rodgers ain't coming to Philly, and he's not neither is Deshaun Watson.
Shit, Philly got draft capital out the ass too.
Huh?
They got first round picks.
They got 1 next year.
How many first round picks they got coming up? I think they got a couple. Cause they said they got the draft capital that they want. They just got to keep.
They're going to have to use multiple years because they didn't get any additional ones.
Right, multiple years.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has multiple years.
Listen, man, fuck all that.
I'm just saying, you saying like they got multiple ones.
Look at where they're going to be at.
Nobody knows where they're going to be at next year. Okay. It depends on your record in this upcoming season. You saying they got the draft.
You said you got them where in your division? Third?
No, I said between us, them, and Washington football team, those are the 3 teams that I think.
I don't think they win. So I know you putting yourself up there. I told you I think gonna win the division, Washington.
Yeah, I think we will win the division.
So that would have them third, and that means they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, if they're third in the division, also depends on what their record is and where they're gonna pick in the draft. What I'm saying to you is, you don't know where they're gonna pick in the draft. Like anything can happen. Knock on wood.
They ain't picking real late.
What I'm saying is they don't have multiple ones. You saying they got the draft capital? They got the same draft capital the Cowboys got
Yep,
of everybody else.
Y'all don't need them. Y'all just pay.
I'm just saying though, they have
what
every.
I'm saying to you is they ain't sold on Hurts like that.
What I'm saying is yours, with your
Yeah,
verbiage was
they got the capital.
everybody has
Not
a first
everybody.
round pick coming forward unless they
Not
trade.
everybody.
Who doesn't have their first round pick besides people who traded it away?
That's what I'm saying. If
That's not a lot of teams.
It don't matter. Everybody ain't got it. Some people traded their shits away. How many picks did Miami have in the first round this year? Two. Listen, they kicking the tires on both them dudes. Now you can say what you want to say. I don't know what's gonna happen. I ain't saying neither one gonna happen. You know what I mean? If they get either one of them, that puts them head and shoulders. That puts them up there in the NFC. Period.
Yeah.
Because Deshaun showed you what he could do with one receiver.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. What did they get for trading with the Dolphins this year? Did they get another one? Maybe they got another one.
I think they did.
Well, that would make it 2-1. That would make sense for 2022.
Because they was mad.
And they got a second for Carson. But.
Oh, that could be a 1. That's what it is.
That's not a 1. They didn't get a 1 for Carson.
Listen to what I'm saying. If he plays 60% of the snaps, it upgrades.
I don't think that was that. Because that's why I was laughing.
Okay.
I don't think it was contingent on that. I think it was
telling you, you got to play a certain amount of games.
Yeah, I just gotta remember that. Because I remember when it happened, I was like, yo, y'all only got a 2 for Carson Wentz. That's why I was laughing. Because I was like, they got a 2, and they paying him more than the Cowboys is paying Dak next year, and he's playing for the Colts. I forgot about that too. The Colts is gonna be good with Carson Wentz.
Yeah, the Colts. I ain't sold on him. They got a good D.
Yeah. I don't think Carson Wentz is a bad quarterback. I just don't think he's better than Dak Prescott.
Hey, listen, you wouldn't think nobody better than him.
That's not true. When we had Quincy Carter, I said Quincy Carter sucked. I just think Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. I'm very honest about my team.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Good. Dak is definitely.
When
good.
the Cowboys are ass, I tell you they ass. The defense was ass.
Because you don't have nothing. You ain't got no choice.
I tell the truth.
Watching it.
No, anybody that talks to me about football, no, I tell the truth.
So last year you thought y'all was going you thought y'all was going to win the division last year?
Before the season started, yeah.
All right then.
Yeah, and then Dak got hurt, and I knew the season was over.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody thought we were going to win the division. We were the most talented roster in the division. With the best quarterback in the division. We got the best quarterback in the division again.
Well, we going to see.
Now, when we had Quincy Carter and Chad Hutchinson and them, I wasn't talking about the Cowboys was going to win the division.
We going to see. We going to see. Well, you got something else?
Yeah, I have more, but it's going to be long. Well, we can cut it here. Well, we'll get to it next week. I think we can carry it over. Hold on. Let me make sure it ain't going to be too old next week. This thing. Nah, we good. We good. I just said the Tim Tebow thing. I was seeing that.
You can touch on that. That's real good for me.
Yeah. What did you think?
It's some bullshit.
Yeah. I agree.
But I heard, what I was thinking at first was, the reason why somebody said it on, what's my man name? Called Jim Everett, Chris Everett. Rome.
Jim Rome.
He was like, the reason why he believed that what's his name did it, he needs to play this year so he can get vested and get the pension. So it ain't so much of him. He needs to be on the roster and he'll get the lifetime pension.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate it because you gotta and not even to take it to, because I was talking about like people were talking about Cap, and I'm like, yeah, like Cap was in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. He took his team to the Super Bowl. He can't get a job. Cool. If you want to say it's different than the Cap situation, cool. But I took it to, like, okay, this dude, this ain't even his number one position. And his number one position, he was at the bottom portion of the league in that. So now he's getting an opportunity at a position he's never played before on this level, right? And then two, you had dudes that was performing at a high level that teams wouldn't touch, a.k.a. T.O. and Chad Johnson. They were pretty much forced to retire. Teams wouldn't pick them up, and they were producing. Chad pretty much got watered down in New England that year that he was there. They wasn't playing him. You know what I'm saying? T.O. was putting up numbers. He was in Buffalo still putting up numbers, and teams didn't want no parts of him. Say whatever you want, but about like, oh, he was a locker room, like he was divided the locker room. But people always like to say football is a meritocracy, right? So if football is really a meritocracy, how the heck can Tebow get a job? It ain't no meritocracy. It's just like everything else. It ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
Because Urban Meyer was his college coach. Like you saying that I can believe that.
Because
like,
they said out here in Philly, Ike Reese said, and I rock with Ike Reese because he comes from the locker room and he tells the truth. And he was like, I don't know him.
Forget it.
He was
like,
fuck you. But he said that he was a cancer in the locker room. Nah.
No.
He said Tebow is a cancer in the locker room.
Tebow is?
Yeah, he said because when Tebow come, and I heard this when he was in New York, when he come, you got to contribute to his foundation. So you don't talk to him about that. They come with him. And then he got to have his own prayer group.
That's hard.
You stupid.
Tebow moving like the ball.
Nah, they said that in New York, that when he come, it ain't just what you see when he's speaking to the media.
Yeah.
It's the shit behind the scenes.
Hard.
But Ike Reese broke it down. They ain't explain all the shit in New York, but Ike Reese said it today. He was like, he gotta have his own prayer group with, even though you got the team chaplain, he got his own.
Yeah.
So he gets that. You gotta contribute to his.
So he don't break it down with the team.
I don't know what to do, man. As far as the Wentz trade, if the second round pick turns into a first rounder next year, if one or both or two things happen, Wentz plays 75% of the Colts' offensive snaps in 2021, or he plays 70% of the snaps and the Colts make the playoffs.
Yeah, so they're going to get another one.
Right.
Yeah. But Deshaun Watson ain't playing in Philly. Deshaun Watson's not playing anywhere this year. I'm telling you. It sucks. Like I hate it for him, but if the allegations are true, I hate it for the victims.
He gonna have to sit out, and he said he was sitting out. I want to see if Aaron Rodgers is going to do Jeopardy. And he's another strange bird. Like they said, he don't get along with his own fucking family.
Aaron Rodgers?
Nope. And before we close out, shout out to J-Lo. She about to catch Tom Brady.
What?
If she get one more ring, that'll be 7.
They said she hooked up with Ben Affleck
Ben Affleck again. Benefit all over again.
It was crazy, man.
Allegedly, her pussy stink.
Allegedly.
Yeah, you gotta say that. So I don't mean
Allegedly.
she can't sue me. And then Jenny from the block.
I don't believe that.
What?
That it stinks. You believe that? You believe that? Honestly. Just looking.
Looking and don't mean
I know it don't, but you can say if you think that's true or not, just look at it.
Nah, I don't think it stinks. I think it'd be like this though.
Yeah. Nah, and loose is totally different thing.
I think you could crawl up in that motherfucker and come out a mouth.
Them lips is beat to all shit. But I don't think it's fake. But
there's something wrong with it though.
It is. I mean,
nobody stays with it.
Yeah. I mean that's obvious. Cause I mean, from the outside looking in, what you leaving for? She gotta be crazy.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
We'll see, man. Ben Affleck came back though. So he might be crazy too.
Who was he fucking with once she left?
She might have fucked him up.
Has he had any?
She got that Badu.
No, but has he ever had any movies after she left?
Well, what happened in Andre 3000 at 3000 after Erykah Badu? Common. All of them cats.
Nah, not Andre 3000.
When he done since Erykah Badu left?
He was doing it when he was with her. He wasn't doing too much of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That shit stuck it all out of you. D'Angelo, what's the name? He got with what's the name?
Angie Stone.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
What? Angie Stone? Angie Stone put it on. Angie Stone pretty.
That's like that battle rap.
You don't think Angie Stone pretty?
Casey J. Fucking prep choked. It was like, damn, man, what the fuck is this doing?
I didn't see it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, you ain't watching UM3?
Nah, I missed it.
Nah, it's still going on. The finals.
Yeah, I know, but I missed it last week.
The final four is Geechee against KCJ, and
Geechee's gonna win. They want Geechee to win. I stopped watching it after the first.
Nasty.
He is, but I stopped watching after the first one because I think
Prep.
No,
it was
not Prep.
and Rum.
No, I'm talking about. I think Sirius Jones beat Rum Nitty.
That's what I'm saying. It was both of them got jerked.
Yeah.
Swave got jerked against Prep.
Swave was about to snap.
No, they both flipped.
No, but Slave's interview was funny though.
No.
Because Slave was like,
he was walking.
He said,
"Yo, move! You see how he jumped me?"
No, did you see the interview?
Yeah.
He was like, he looked. No. When the nigga was like, he was like,
about my father. I should go.
Yeah, he's like, nigga.
That's the same
mention
interview.
my balls.
No, it's Pops because he said it in the interview.
Yeah.
I mean, in the battle, he was like, "Yo, watch your mouth."
He was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I'm tight, man. Like this is bullshit."
But the crazy it's the same interview because he was walking, and I was like, "Yo, you could tell he a Harlem cat." And anybody from New York, y'all know how Harlem cats started this wave back in the days that I never could get into, where they would buy their sneakers a half size too big. So their Air Force Ones, their Harlems, be flopping off like slippers and shit. So when he was walking, that was the first thing I noticed, like, this nigga got on too big. This nigga too big. But he was like walking in circles, and Uncle Raw was like, "Yo, you know, he kept saying, I'm gonna have to edit this shit. I'm gonna have to edit this show this live." He's like, "Yo, hold on, this is Mook. Yo, Mook, see how he jumped me, bitch?" Like, what up, man? And
he was like, "I ain't gonna lie, son, I'm tight, son." He was like, "Y'all niggas, and I feel like I got jerked, son." Y'all niggas, $100,000, $100,000 line.
Yeah.
He's like, $100,000 gotta bring me in for this bullshit.
Nah, but Sirius Jones, they said he did there kick one of the doors off the hinges.
Yo.
Because he kicked it and then slammed
He's like, he's like, "Nigga, come home." He's like, "This is bullshit." He's like, $100,000 line. He's like, "And I'm beating this nigga." He's like, "We got these fucking nerds talking about because I was standing in his face."
No,
when he was doing
with him, it was because his facial expression meant that the what he was saying got to him. Swave, he was invading his space.
I was like, yo, Swave's interview had me dying.
Yeah, that shit. That was real.
Niggas like,
that was real
punch
emotion.
him in his face, little nigga. He's talking about
my pops. I should go over there and just fucking put him to sleep.
He's like, "Nah, y'all know." He's like, "If I lost, I say I lost. But this is bullshit, man." He's like, "I'm tight."
Nah, the crazy shit though. You really be watching battle rap?
Huh? I haven't watched I watched the event before.
So you don't be watching the bloggers, right?
Nah.
Yeah, this nigga Piper Boy win. If you gotta look at Restore Order, that's Slave and Ike P. Swave,
yeah.
And Ike P, right? So the niggas got jokes for days on Ike P. Call him the fucking chocolate covered and all kind of shit. This nigga Piper Boy he said, yo, and he bugged out anyway. He be taking pictures because battle rappers be like, yo, when I catch one of these bloggers, yo, I'm gonna fuck him up. And he comes to an event. So he be like, yo, you know, I'm gonna just keep it real. Listen to me! Then you talk about me. He was like, but next time I pop out at a battle rap event, I ain't no little nigga. So they gonna see me. So one of the rappers was like, yo, when I see this nigga Piper Boy, I'm gonna put hands and feet on him. He took a picture next to the nigga. And he captured it. Oh, you a lot bigger than what I thought you were. Because the dude is standing next to him with his head down. The way they caught the picture, it was crazy. He just standing there like this. And he captured the shit. What up, Pike? You're a lot bigger than what I thought you was. They're like, yeah. Dudes be walking up like, when I, you know what I mean? Because I'll be right there. And they look like, you're like, some of these rappers, they be like this. Oh, word. You're like, literally, listen to me. He be getting drunk. You gotta look him up. But these dudes is crazy, man. But yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, seriously, don't probably will never come back to URL.
Nah, he'll go back there because he can't go to RBE.
Nah, I don't know if he's gonna do it no more because he said
he can't go to RBE.
I know, but he said he wasn't gonna do URL no more in that interview. He was like, this shit.
He going back over there. That's the only way.
What about him? And he lost to Cassidy?
Nah, their face off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You saw that shit?
Yeah, Cassidy put that shit in the battle.
Got 2 million views.
Yeah.
In less than 24 hours.
Yeah, he was screaming.
Yeah,
I ain't say nothing to Cassidy. What's Lord Joe like? Yo, I hear you, brother. Like,
WWE, man, chill. Nah, I ain't stand up first.
And Cassidy in the back, like I said, his cadence fucks me up. I can't really listen to him but I think he acts it's debatable, but I think he might have got him, man, and it's probably because it shouldn't have been that close.
No, the reason why I say he won because the shit he was talking about was true.
Yeah, when the nigga was like, you went and got the bag and you was gonna air it out. He was like, if the burner was really in the bag, you would have came in wearing the bag. I was like, yo, but that was a hard line because that's true. If you really had the gun in the bag, you gonna have it on your back.
The funny shit was when after the face off, he was like, yo, man, he acting like I had 1 million niggas in there and I had like 15 chicks.
I was standing outside.
He walked all the way across the room to get the bag. If we was worried about him, he would have been popped.
Right.
Hitman quit battle rap behind that shit.
Yeah. He was killing them with that. Like, we were standing outside while you were in there yelling.
And then you explaining to everybody that just watched what happened. So we left and went and got something to eat.
Yeah. Nah. Cassidy gonna keep getting main events because he be getting niggas tight. And he's
doing his own thing now. He got $100,000 challenge too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Nah, he got all the rappers in the house. You got I think $125 gets you in the tournament. You gotta tell them what team you want to be on, whether it's Mook, Geechee, him, whatever it is. But he got all the battle rappers in the house in Atlanta right now.
That's what's up. Yeah, he's good for battle rap from a standpoint of getting like your mainstream hip hop fans to pay attention to it because he's a face that they recognize. But my guys, I wish like we could get the shit. How am I bringing up Lux and Daylight? Lux and Daylight.
Nah, that ain't happening.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wish we could get it. That is what I think needs to be the next big URL battle. But I don't think it'll happen.
They battled.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. What happened was he beat.
Not Keishan.
Cause that battle just got, they canceled that.
It was,
Aver.
No.
Was it Aver?
No. You talking about?
Who the fuck did Daylight just beat?
The kid that, Mook just battled. Tay-Rock.
Tay-Rock.
Yeah.
And then he called out Luck. No, he called out K-Shine. Cause K-Shine.
He been calling out Lux for years though.
Yeah, but he called out K-Shine. But then K-Shine lost to, what's the name? Then he called out Lux. Lux didn't battle, but they were supposed to, they was locked in the battle, but they canceled the battle. Lux and, Daylight and K-Shine.
Daylight and Lux need to happen. But I don't know if we'll ever get one that was as good as Lux and,
Aver?
No. Hollow. That might be my favorite battle of all time.
Nah, you missed a whole lot of battles there.
No, I didn't miss a whole lot of battles. Like, the older battles are dope too. But
no, I'm talking about recent ones.
What?
This last Geechee Gotti and Swamp shit.
No, I like that battle. I don't think it's better than
That was last week.
No.
That was
Not
you
Geechee. No, I didn't see Geechee and Swamp then. I like Swamp though.
They was on the 2-on-2 team.
Yeah.
That's
the one I saw.
I mean, you would have.
Last week wasn't the 2-on-2. That was 2 weeks ago.
No, the 2-on-2 was months ago. They both been the UN3 joint.
So you saying they battled each other?
They battled each other.
I gotta watch that.
And Gigi told him, nigga, like, yo, let me tell you something, man. You was a bitch. All that shit you was trying to spit, I had to tell this nigga, that ain't shit. What, yo, they went at it so bad, I was sitting there watching this shit like, oh, I couldn't be a judge for this battle.
Yeah, I don't.
They went at it like they ain't know each other.
Yeah, I think the Lux and Hollow, I didn't see that one. I gotta watch
that.
it.
And Aver versus Hitman, that was a good battle. And
Aver versus Hitman was good.
Crushed that when he used his father.
But the Lux and Hollow battle for me, and that wasn't on URL, which sucks. But
son, RBE be giving probably the best battle.
Yeah. But that battle for me was the best battle.
The best looks I think I've seen was against Calico. That's when the whole shit, you gonna get this work.
I think the best looks was against Hollow. When that cat gave that line about the Harlem Hospital giving beds out shit, that shit was hard. Like he was killing it. And that's where the lost,
he talked to Calico.
Lost nigga, yeah. That was hard. But when he was talking to Hollow too.
Yeah.
When he was like, when he say, he was like, cause he flipped the whole queen shit.
He said, stand
he was like,
yo,
you a queen. He was like, you a king, don't be a fiend. Cause stand up niggas don't lean.
Right.
That shit was hard, man. They gave each other thing right now. But even Hollow,
they did a 2-on-2 together too.
Yeah. But that battle, cause both, like, it was no let up. Like, it was like, alright, like, you be like, damn, his round was crazy. Ain't nobody.
You look at Geechee versus Swamp.
I gotta watch it.
And it's different because them niggas is cool. It would only be on the app. They don't put no more on URL. And I don't think they put it on the app yet. So close this out, man. So I can go smoke me a cigar.
Alright. Episode 17. Another week. Make sure y'all go on YouTube, subscribe if you ain't already subscribed.
Comment, like too.
Click that bell for the notifications. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Word up.
iTunes, check in. SoundCloud, check in. We'll holler at y'all next week. 8672 Podcast is Chris.
It's Wise.
We out.